following content contains adult language and humor that is not suitable for viewers under the age of 18. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. The views and opinions expressed during the following video content are those of the individual and may not reflect those of others. Thank you.
So there.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome one and all to this edition of Pop Talk here on this Sunday, streaming live on both YouTube and Rumble this morning. And this morning, this show will feature a second hour open panel. The guidelines will be strictly enforced. And for anybody who is new here and they're unfamiliar with the guidelines, they are going to be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. But I will also give you the short and sweet of the guidelines here on this open panel edition of PACIFIC414 Pop Talk in the second hour. So, these are the guidelines. Please wear headphones or earbuds while on the panel. This way we don't hear our own voices reverting back to us. Also, mute any background noise that can be heard during the stream, such as TVs, radios, games. If you have your phone and you hear it ring, please silence it as quickly as you can. Also, make sure if you're eating that you mute your microphone. Nobody wants to hear any of us chomping as we're eating our food. Also, number 3. Please save all self-promotion until you have been asked to do so. This includes promoting others. This also includes, while we're in the middle of a topic, saying something like, well, you know, I'm a writer and I happen to write this character this way, this character that way in the middle of a story. No, I consider that self-promotion. So please save any and all self-promotion until you've been asked to promote yourself, or if you're getting ready to leave, let me know in the private chat, and I will make sure that you get the time to promote yourself. Also, don't be rude to fellow panelists or those in the chat over a disagreement, or tell them you don't understand. No, I'm not going to put up with that. I'm not. We're going to be on here. We're going to have fun. That's the whole point of Pop Talk in general. That's the whole point of open panels, is for everybody to come on here and have fun. If you disagree with somebody, fine. But don't make it all about that disagreement. Let's move on, because we do have topics that we want to talk about, and we want to be able to get through them. None of us wants to spend a whole hour, a whole 2 hours, or a whole 3 hours on one topic throughout the whole show. Also, number 5, if you do not follow these guidelines, strike 1 will come with this and a verbal warning. Strike 2, if you decide that you're going to violate the guidelines, you will be timed out for 5 minutes, and you'll get this as well. And then let me just remove the banner. Strike 3, if you violate the guidelines for the 3rd time, you'll get the 3rd strike. Or two, I know.
You're gone!
And you will be removed from the panel. Again, we want to have fun here. If you have a disagreement, let bygones be bygones. Settle it on your own time. Don't settle it here. And again, we do have topics that we are going to be talking about. And I do want to be able to get through those topics as quickly as possible. This way, if there's anything else that we want to talk about during the show, we have enough time to do so.
But I have a bone to pick with Cash. I was hoping to take it out on here.
Settle it on your own time.
Oh.
He wants to play with a bone. I'm sure your dogs have that, man.
I'm going to let everybody know it won't just be me enforcing these rules. It'll also be Cash and Barrett. So please abide by the rules and let's all have some fun.
And Cash is a tyrant, by the way. So mind your P's and Q's.
Real quick, I do want to say hello to those who are currently in chat. Right now, we have our weekly, twice daily soap opera writer, T-Gap Steve. Welcome, T-Gap. Big Daddy T-Gap. Sci-Fi Mombi, welcome. And everybody's favorite penguin besides Punk Waddle, Low Spec Linux Laptop.
2 penguins enter, 1 penguin leaves. 2 penguins enter, 1 penguin leaves.
But before we get underway with today's topics, we do have our latest edition of Beverly Hills 414.
Da-na-na-na, da-na-na-na.
Don't forget the music.
I don't know if you can hear that music I'm playing right now.
Nope.
Nope.
All right. Don't hear a thing. Heard that.
All right. I'll play the other music since this music I'm playing isn't coming through. I was hoping it would, but it's not. So here we go. Way to get some air in his hair and state that Need for Speed, he Oh, he's the angriest of all Canadians.
What's up,
And he's over there, man, the angry Canadian.
Dun, dun,
And-
dun. Well, it's good.
Yeah, they're expanding it. I mean, think about it.
I heard
It's
that.
it's almost like it's doing a Star Wars.
Mhm.
You know, it's good. All those people who wanted to go see that movie, that's cool. I'll see it
Yeah.
at some point. I don't know
Sure.
about you, Baron, if you're if you like Godzilla that much, but
And if you don't go to see it, well,
it's all right. Crit will
Crit
just
will
yell
never-
at me later.
Yeah, Crit will never talk
Why
to
didn't you
you
go
again.
see it? Yeah, how dare you?
Crit will take a personal offense to it.
No,
As he should.
I'm happy about it. I just had to laugh that other people are so upset that somebody. Did you guys see that comment about somebody saying you took my franchise or something? It's like, you don't own this. What are you talking about?
no, I didn't see it. Well, I mean, we could say that as fans of different franchises, saying
You took
this
my
isn't what the
franchise.
franchise
You're not
was
allowed
about
to.
before.
It was to do with Anna, that Star Wars girl. I'm like, how did she
Mm.
exactly take the franchise?
You took,
And how do
they
you
took-
own it exactly? Did you actually work on it? Like, I don't understand. You take my franchise.
They took our jobs. They took our jobs.
Because they made a meme about making fun of Marvels, and then Godzilla comes in. I thought it was funny. I don't know.
Oh, you mean Marvels, which became the biggest atomic nuclear blast in the history of
Yeah,
mankind?
I mean, you know, Godzilla. He looked at the Marvels. He opened up this mouth and blew some fire.
He didn't have to use a full charge either.
No,
No,
not at all.
Yeah, it's like, wow, you'd almost think the movie wasn't good.
Yeah. Oh,
Baron. We get to play our first clip.
Oh, we do?
You almost think the movie wasn't good?
The hell you say?
There we go.
And if you want to see Godzilla, I'm like, that's cool, man. People that
I recommend it.
Yeah. People that aren't interested in it, that's fine too. I mean,
right. I mean, people.
If you don't want to watch it in the theater, watch it. It'll come on DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. It's just. I understand. Crit will say, well, if you're going to watch Godzilla, you should watch it in the theater. I mean, I could say the same thing about Avatar: The Way of Water. If you're going to watch it in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's like going to see Oppenheimer. Go see it in the theater.
Right, exactly.
Well,
but yeah, I get where Crit's coming from because of the sound and all the bigger screen. I get it.
And what you need to do is you need to watch Oppenheimer, then go see Godzilla. I mean, you need to,
it's a sequel.
You got to watch the duology.
Baron. Wow. And I do want to say hello to
Anonymous.
And he's going to see the greatest Christmas movie of all time, Die Hard.
What? Oh, I thought there's a
Christmas story. I don't really care if people think it's a Christmas movie, not a Christmas movie. I just, if you think it's a Christmas movie, that's fine. If you don't think it's a Christmas
Cash,
movie because it doesn't have, that's fine too.
Cash, it's a Christmas movie, okay?
That's fine.
It is. Yeah, I'm calling you out, man.
We
Calling
have
you out.
spoken.
You're wrong.
We have spoken, Cash. It's a
Uh-huh.
Christmas movie, Cash.
It just the way that Paul talks about it, it's like, dude, it could be considered a Christmas movie. You know, it doesn't really matter.
Look at the allegories in there. You know, he's
Yes,
coming
yes.
back and he's
Yes.
rescuing, and then the fall of Satan at the end
Right.
there. I mean, this is all Christmas, man. It's Christmas,
Yeah, no,
man.
I get.
You know,
Yeah,
when the
no,
wise
I get
men-
all that. Yeah, yeah, I get
when
that.
the wise men went yippee ki mother, you know.
Did the wise
Heck,
men win? Yippee-ki-yay.
RoboCop 2 takes place around Christmas time. Could we consider
It's a
that a
Christmas
Christmas
I
movie?
haven't seen RoboCop 2 in forever.
Oh, ho, creep.
Oh,
Creep. Get those
Creep.
wise men. Oh, that's great.
If you peek for your presents early, dead or alive, you're coming with me.
That's right. He's got to protect those wise men, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job,
Yeah, wise
RoboCop.
guys.
You did it, man. Yeah, the wise guys. Yeah.
Writing Santa a ticket because he has unlicensed animals, wild animals in the city.
He doesn't have a permit. The
No
sled's
permit.
not registered in the state of Detroit.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me, fat man.
So what? You guys think something like RoboCop 3 is as bad as Turtles 3, or it's comparable?
Yeah,
I guess.
It's pretty much a tie between
Just
the
a
two.
mess. I would say it's more of a mess because obviously it's not.
What
It's just
about
a mess?
what about
Yeah.
Caddyshack too?
Yeah,
greatest-
that's a
And
mess.
that's
of
up
all
there too.
time.
That's up there too.
That's a mess too.
Mhm.
The other story we will be talking about during this Sunday is Rachel Zegler says she's thankful for the backlash against her Snow White casting. Nothing can hurt anymore because they've said the worst that they've said. Oh, Rachel, how
Uh-huh.
naive are you? People can be even crueler. Just
I don't know.
wait.
Seeing her in any kind of movie and after she just keeps opening up her mouth, it's just like, can you just shut up? This goes for a lot of
No.
these celebrities. Just shut up, please. Just
Mhm.
shut up, because you just
Well-
make yourself look like idiots.
Well, when you're all upset that people are using your own words against you, that's it's like, hey, it's your own fault. You're the one that's going out
Yes.
and no, you're ignorant. You're ignorant.
Yeah, always, man, always.
So
Sorry. We
so
also
I mean,
have-
anything that she's getting is her own fault, really.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
She made the bed, now lie in it.
Mhm.
Right.
How many times was I told that when I screwed up? Well, you made your bed, now lie in it.
Mhm.
You had a bed.
I
wish
thought he
I
just slept outside in a tent. I don't know. It's crazy.
I never.
I
had a
did
bed.
that a couple times.
Did you?
We also have news that Netflix is bumping up the release date for Rebel Moon.
Oh, I've already heard mixed feelings about it, but I'm gonna decide for myself. I'm gonna judge for
Yeah.
myself. I'm not gonna. I know, and I'm just like, no, don't influence me, please. I just don't want to see these things.
Well,
I really want to try to go in there with an open mind. So,
Well, I think it's the best thing to do because you have the people who are so anti-Schneider out there. There even if it is the greatest science fiction film we've had in so long, they're still going to rip it apart because it's Zack Schneider. You also have the Zack Schneider simps out there. They're going to say it's the greatest one ever, even though it might be the crap. So it's like, yeah, don't get influenced by it. Do it by yourself, especially stuff like this.
yeah, if
Especially
you're gonna watch it, yeah, just watch it.
Especially someone who's as controversial as Zack Schneider in the
Mhm.
fan community.
Well, again, I'll give you a perfect example. We heard what everybody was saying about Indiana Jones, how Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we saw it for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
To make our own judgment.
Yes. Yeah, make your own judgment. I mean, it's easy to look, even stuff like Spider Panda 2, when it goes down in price or they add mods on the PC version, yeah, I might actually try it. But when you see stuff for yourself, it's really hard to say, I don't know. I don't know
Well,
about this. Yeah.
Well, they got the mods for Beargate. There you go.
Right.
Mhm.
They do. They've got some of those, yeah.
And speaking of PC versions, Final Fantasy 16, the PC
Mhm.
version is likely going to require an
Mhm.
SSD. All
Mhm.
DLC
Fine.
may be included. And
Yep.
that's fine.
Which is
Wow.
fine. We've gotten to that point now, so yeah, it's fine.
Well, yeah, you found that out the other day.
hmm They recommend it, and yeah, it's definitely you need that.
Mhm.
Yeah, if they recommend, it's best do it.
Yep.
It's their kind way of saying you're effed if you don't.
Yeah, just get one, just in case. It'd be
As we
good.
watch
First.
Cash Money just standing there, it's like,
Ugh.
come on, Cash, we got people to kill.
I'm
Cash,
lagging.
come on,
I
move.
can't move.
Cash.
Where?
Mhm.
What's going on? Yeah.
I had fun playing Dark Tide with you guys
Yeah.
on Friday night.
Yeah, it was
I had
fun.
a lot of
and-
fun.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna do it next week. So,
Okay.
you,
I mean,
and then
it's an
the
intense
week
game.
after, I'm thinking finally we do Among Us because I've never done Among Us stream on there. So,
Okay.
Ooh, he's branching out, folks. He's getting wild. He's a madman. He's a madman.
the only thing is we need 8 to 10 people. I don't want to do it with 7. I think 8's a good number.
Yeah. 8 is a good
Mhm.
number.
Yeah.
But
8 is enough.
speaking of
That's
numbers,
right.
let's go ahead and take a look at the weekend box office.
Whoa, we're getting this out of the way early. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's already posted, so I thought, okay, let's go ahead and
Nice.
get it done.
One of my favorite parts of the show.
So what the heck is number 1 then? Isn't Godzilla like number 2? And yeah.
And
3.
hello to DJ
3,
Ronnie G.
yeah.
Good to see you, brother.
What's up, DJ Ronnie G?
Nerd. Nerdle.
Yes, he's our favorite nerd, though.
Yeah.
I don't know that movie. Oh, it's Hunger Games is still up there. Interesting. Number 2.
I saw an
let's
advert for
see.
that film.
The Boy and the Heron.
it's
That's
pretty
an
good.
anime.
Pretty
That's
good.
an anime.
Yeah. That's
Nice.
one of those. Yeah, it's
Well, good.
Studio
Well,
Ghibli. Studio Ghibli.
We've seen this a few times. Wasn't Dragon Ball number 1? Yeah, I think it was when that movie came out, the animated one.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, we've seen this a few times recently. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, Studio Ghibli has quite a reputation that
Yes,
I think
love
people who
their
are not even
animation.
I think people who are not even into anime go and see it because it's the hot thing to do.
Yeah.
Well, I can
And look
tell
at the
you,
domestic
DJ
box
Ronnie
office.
G.
That's not too bad for the domestic box office, but we already know it was released internationally before it was released here, and it's already made close to 100 million.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nice. Well, good.
Yeah.
It should be a hit then. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's best to play with a group of friends.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, DJ Ronnie G, no, they just recommend it, and it does make a difference with games like Dark Tide. Not a lot of
Yeah.
games. Like if you're playing something like Bravely Default 2, you probably don't need a SSD for that. But other stuff, yes. They recommend it for Starfield. They recommend it for
Yep.
Ratchet and Clank. There's going to be more and more games that are going to recommend that or even require it. It's fine. It's not like SSDs aren't getting cheaper. So again,
Yeah, I might get another one.
Thankfully, they are.
Get a portable one, get an external one, whatever you want.
Mhm.
The external ones, I guess, are always going to be better, but the portable ones aren't bad. So.
And at number 2, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes made 9.4 million.
It should
I'm
be
so hungry.
And so
see.
far, it's
Yeah.
made 258 million worldwide.
It's not bad.
Oh, it's been out that long? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely made a profit. You know, it took a little while, but yeah, it's a pretty good movie. It's just, you know, Rachel Ziegler, Zubu, whatever is in there, and you're just like, ugh. Okay, so we just don't pay attention to her.
Is she talking down to everybody?
No, she really doesn't actually.
Mm.
And look at this for Godzilla -1, 25 million here in the States. Worldwide total of 51. Excuse me.
I think Mike's allergic to this show. I really do. But
I'm
You
not
know-
allergic to the show. It's thinking allergies around here. You know, the weather goes from 29 one day up to 60 for the next. It's like,
yeah.
come on, no wonder people are getting sick.
Yeah, I mean, for once, finally, we're going to be the average high of 31 today. So we finally hit the average. But, you know, you take a look at that. It's almost done as good here as it did in the international market, and they're expanding the screens now.
Mm-hmm. And we'll get into that story about Godzilla, about what its budget actually is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see that. As most people know, I don't really read the stories beforehand because I like to be surprised.
Trolls.
And
What is this?
Trolls
The fourth
band
one now?
together. Third, fourth, I don't know.
I don't know.
It seems like they've just been pumping them out one after the other.
Well, if
That's
they're
what-
making money, then it's making some people happy. So
Hey, it keeps Phil McCracken employed. Okay, so I mean, when he's employed, less time he goes out and harasses us. So keep pumping those films out. I don't care if it does $2 million for the whole run. Just keep making
Yeah.
films. Keep Phil McCracken employed.
yeah, those HDDs are definitely reliable. DJ Ronnie G, I agree.
Mm. And then Wish.
Oh, that's
It's another bomb for Disney.
yeah. The Disney magic is not there anymore.
No.
Not lately, that's for sure.
It's all Chapek's fault. Now that Bob Iger's back, it's
Yeah, of course.
he can blame all this on Chapek, and even though never mind. Excuse me.
Oh God, Phil's
It's
here.
catching. It's catching.
Phil's here.
And hello to Phil McCracken. You know, I hear you there. Yes, Phil McCracken's always around.
Phil's around even when he's not.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd hear me, Phil, because I'm wishing you well here. I'm wishing you well. I want to make sure that you're taken care of, and they keep making those movies you're taken care of because you are the king of the trolls.
Mm-hmm. And
The king and legend of trolls.
Napoleon is neither dividing or conquering the box office. It's only made a total of 170 million worldwide, and I think its budget was 200 million.
Was it? We can check it. It might be 200 million. Yeah.
And the Marvel. Well, let's just look at the Marvels. Yeah,
Oh,
they're
let's
at
see
number
Marvels.
12. They're at number 12.
Oh God, look how horrible that is. Oh,
And that is horrible for a Marvel film, considering how long other Marvel films had been able to stay in the theaters.
Yeah, and they virtually yanked it out of most theaters.
Yeah, my theater doesn't have it. When I went and saw -1 last weekend, they weren't showing it.
Well, I'm not going to feel bad for them. They did it to themselves. So.
Oh, I know. I mean, I was hoping Mike would play the wah wah.
I can.
I think that should be our official Disney signal.
I also have
Disney.
I also have this too.
Okay.
I don't know. It's easy to make fun of Disney, but they do it to
Yes,
themselves.
and this is also making fun of Disney right now.
Well, they just don't care about losing money right now, and I wonder when they will.
Unfortunately, none of these studios in the
Crazy.
States care about losing money right now?
I mean,
I
what
think
was
I think now they are, but for like Disney, they have shit in their own bed so much, like Amber Turd, that
ugh.
steer that ship around is going to be, or steer that shit around. Since we're talking about turds, is going to be awfully hard. I think now they are getting concerned about money, but the damage they did the damage to themselves. You know, it's like let's shoot the bullet.
Yeah.
Let's shoot the bullet up in the air, and when it comes down, rains down on us, and starts putting holes in the ship. What are we going to do now? We don't have enough buckets to bail. We don't have enough. You know.
I don't know. What do we do, boss? Do
Mhm.
we patch up the holes? No. You got to keep it leaking.
Right. I mean, their money sources, the people who've been floating the money to stay alive, is not doing it. China and other places.
Mhm.
I think there's starting to become a revolt with the stockholders.
Yes.
People, you know, obviously people are doing their boycotts via not going to see it, unlike the blue-haired land whales who just want to make a lot of noises going on Twitter.
Yeah.
So it when it comes around to again, it's the silent majority that really makes the loudest voice, and that's in greenbacks. And yeah, so I think they do care now. I think there's a lot of heat coming from their investors and such. But Bob Iger thinking he could play a Game of Thrones and do what he did with selling Chapek down and coming back and trying to be the savior after he did sabotage work to do that. Nah, you made your bed, shit in it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like the budget for this, they don't even give the actual estimated one. I guess this is estimated, but they don't give the exact number. It's 175 to 200 million. I wouldn't say Wish has been a success.
No, it wasn't. And the thing is they can't play that game anymore where let's go out and make it look like the theaters are full by ticket count, but there's nobody in there because there's enough eyes watching them right now.
Yep. I mean,
Yeah,
they
kept denying it when Captain Marvel came out, and people would go into the theater, take a picture of the theater before the movie started, and say,
right.
"Look how many people are here," or "Nobody's here."
It was, well, at that time, I mean, Captain Marvel is probably better than the Marvels. Is that really saying much? Probably not, but at least there was something.
But the thing is Brie Larson is not a draw.
No,
He's not
I
a
wouldn't
draw.
say so. I mean, if you watch Captain Marvel, to me, the draw is Fury and Coulson. Those are the draws in that movie.
Right.
And maybe the bad guy, but I don't know. He's not.
I mean, I think they even dropped her off those car commercials because she's
she's still doing the Nissan.
Oh, she's still doing it? Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her on a Nissan for a while, but you watch her doing that, it's like, no, I don't want to buy a car from you. You're
Come on, Baron, drop the taco and get in the car.
Yeah, tacos.
Yeah, let's see. Get in the car, a Nissan Sentra,
No, get in the car with Brie Larson.
Look
at her
or
in the
this
face
taco
and say,
Sorry,
"What the hell?"
babe, I'm sticking with the taco.
Get in the car with Brie Larson and be like, "What the hell were you thinking with the Marvels? Do you really think this was a good idea, Brie Larson?" Like, I want to know.
I don't want to talk to her. She'll sit back and say, "Yeah, it's all us men that are the problem."
She would. I believe she would say that. Yes, I says.
But the thing
can
is,
you prove that? Can you prove that, Brie?
It was the men that were going to watch it anyways, and it was still sucking.
Well, it's just like the conventions now. Like you want to ask a question on the panel, and you look, you don't want to say, "Are you stupid?" But it's just like, do you guys really think this was a good idea? I mean, look at these numbers. Do you really think, like, I'm not even trolling you? Like, do you really think this was a good idea? Maybe you need to go back to the drawing board, and or you guys just want to keep losing money. And I just always feel like they would escort you out with security. Just even asking a simple question, not even like yelling at them or anything, just asking a simple question.
Think about it, whether it's movies or games, when they're giving you something that you just don't want, you're going to ignore it.
Right.
Watching the video game awards the other night. You know what got me
Yes.
excited?
What?
Were
The
the
Sega stuff?
the 5 games that were
Sega
announced by
remakes
Sega.
or whatever? Or new
Yeah,
new
they're
ones? Yeah.
Streets of Rage, Jet Set
Mhm.
Radio,
Mhm.
Golden Axe, Crazy Taxi.
Shinobi. Yep.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's
You,
what
you
got
know,
me excited.
you know what got me excited about that show? The ending credits.
Mhm.
Eh,
The
I
show
can see
was
where you're coming
alright.
from.
It's just the show had an agenda to an extent. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about that, but it was okay.
Yeah,
There was still some
kissing
stuff. Yeah. Go
kissing
ahead.
Kojima's ass. That was their
Yeah.
agenda.
I mean, I
I mean,
understand
there are other
he's
great
one of the GOATs.
creatives.
Exactly. There are other creatives out there, so yeah.
Miyamoto, come on.
Yeah.
Where's his time in the
Mhm.
spotlight?
Mhm. There's other people besides Miyamoto too, yes.
I know that. I'm
Well,
just
No, I
He's
know.
giving
bringing
you
up
an
the name off the
example,
top of my head.
Cash.
No, I know that.
Sell it, Cash. Ah.
No, I mean, that's good. I mean, it would be nice to see Miyamoto on there again, so, yeah.
Well, yeah.
But the
The
hope
last thing I want to be remembered as is an annoying blabbermouth. Nothing grinds my gears worse than some chowderhead who doesn't know when to keep his big trap shut.
That is a good
Thank you, Anonymous, for that clip.
Oh, man.
That is a great addition. It even has
Uh,
it grinds my gears in there.
oh, man, that is funny. Yeah. What the hell?
Then you're crazy.
I know you are, but what am I?
You're a nerd.
I know you are, but what am I?
You're an idiot.
I know you are, but what am I?
I know.
That's
That's what
that's
happens to
off
us
stream.
sometimes. That's right.
That's us off stream.
Yeah.
So let's
Well,
go ahead and get. Go ahead,
okay.
Baron.
Oh, I was gonna say it's like we were saying earlier. You were saying about do they care about money? No. Well, one group of people that don't care about making money because basically they hold the entire frickin' nation hostage. If you don't pay the appropriate fees, and that's England with the BBC and how they, for every cent you have to pay a tax on it. And if you don't, they'll come after and get you. And they even raised those fees up now because, well, they aren't getting what they think they deserve to have. And we look at the monstrosity or the destruction of Doctor Who, especially after these last 3 specials. All you people out there that was going, oh, Russell T Davies is coming back. This is going to be so good. It's going to be good, so good. Yeah, how's that working for you? I kind of warned everybody the moment that they announced him coming back, going, don't have your orgasms yet. Don't have your orgasms. And each one has proved that this show is getting woke. And he's even made it. And of course, like I sat back and said, the biggest poison there was. He sat back and said he was more than happy to go out there and he's intending to go out there and piss off the old time fans with his direction of Doctor Who.
Because he is like so many other producers, creatives out there right now who, who want to piss off the fan bases.
Right. Well, again, I sat back and said, this guy is just as agenda driven and woke as ever. I mean, even when he did the show first, right? Even when he did the show first, he had to have the 2 episodes. Are You My Mommy, right? What would be, introducing us to Captain Jack. But virtually every man in that episode was gay or bisexual. The butcher have the one guy having the affair with the butcher so he can get his meat. The captain of the guard or lieutenant of the guard of the at the base, Captain Jack himself. Everybody was gay. Because of course Russell T Davies is gay, which no problem. So you know what? So was John Nathan Turner. He was gay, but you know what? He didn't have that bullshit because the golden rule: no hanky panky in the TARDIS. Which of course, let's destroy that rule. Let's destroy the innocence of what Doctor Who was. So yeah, you people out there, they're saying, "Oh, Russell T Davies is going to be the savior." Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Bobs need to talk to him. That's what I think.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. Where are the Bobs? Bobs, where are you? Bob. Bob. There you are.
I was gonna
What'd
say
you
that.
say you do here?
Cause problems.
Destroy a franchise. That's what they do here.
That's
Sorry,
what
that
most
was
of them do.
that was my little soapbox for the morning, folks. But I got one last thing. Fuck you, Russell T. Davies. Fuck you and the horse you fucking rode in on. You fucking hack. Back to you, Mike.
Oh, I see nothing.
So we have this sorry, this article from Cosmic Book News, and it says Godzilla -1 bigger box office success than thought. Director Takashi Yamazaki reveals the budget of 15 million is vastly overreported. This story came out yesterday on Cosmic Book News,
Mm-hmm.
and it says Godzilla -1 is proving to be an even bigger success than first thought. As much like The King of the Monsters, the film is a towering triumph at the box office. It has been reported the film's budget is 15 million. So within a week of release, it's already triple that number. However, director Takahashi Yamazaki has actually revealed that Godzilla -1 budget is much lower, and the special effects look great.
Yeah.
Well, Takahashi Yamazaki didn't reveal the exact number. He said, "I wish it were that much." The director also thanked fans in North America for their support as sorry, I hate this. As Godzilla -1 is now the highest grossing live action movie from Japan to release in North America, and the film will potentially get nominated for Best VFX Oscar. It deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
If a $15 million or even lower than that budgeted movie can produce the visual effects that Godzilla -1 did, and they look better than your 300-400 million dollar budgeted Marvel film, that says something.
Well, and weren't they mostly practical effects too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
Goes on to-
I think the one
Go
thing
ahead.
that helps too is you don't have a lot of the bullshit you have over here in this nation, where everything is dramatically inflated in price to do something, unlike in Japan. It's like, we're going to cater this, so let's cater and let's add about 5-10 times what we normally cater something to, or whatever it is there, or some star making sure that they have their all green M&Ms, instead of.
Oh, I'm sorry, Baron. I never meet that quota for you.
I
That
know.
was one of your requirements, and I never made it.
Yeah, I know it was, and I'm sad.
Sorry, I don't have a crying baby effect yet.
Yet.
I'll add it. I'll
We
add
will.
it after the show.
I hope so. We need that for a lot of things.
Yeah, we're excited by the tremendous response in North America. I've been reading the fan feedback on social media, and am very encouraged by the passionate comments based on a thorough analysis of the film. In some theaters, I've heard there was even applause. Thank you warmly receiving our Godzilla, said the director. Box office estimates also offer only a 44% drop for its second weekend, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
No.
It goes on to say expanded and extended release. Toho has also announced Godzilla -1 has been released on more screens and is getting an extended US run. In addition, is opening worldwide. Godzilla -1 isn't going anywhere, tweeted Toho. In fact, the film will be playing on even more North American screens this coming weekend, increasing to over 2,500 locations in the US and Canada starting December 8th.
Okay.
As long as people are attending, showtimes will continue. Get your tickets and spread the word. Godzilla Minus One is still now playing nationwide.
Yeah, what an insult to America there. And I'm talking about American filmmakers. Because just like you sat back and said, this low a budget in this film's doing as well. Makes me wonder. I know the kaiju and Japanese people fans out there are going to hate me saying this, but imagine if this film was dubbed and people who are adverse, don't want to see a subtitled movie would go and see it. What would the numbers be then?
Mm-hmm.
You know, because
Yeah.
half of the money that they made here in the United States is from Crit, because he'd leave the theater going kind of like when you got that favorite ride at the fair that you're at, you get off, you
Yeah.
run and get back on, and he's been doing that since the movie came out. They even have a little cot for him at the theater, so the moment he wakes up, he can do it again. Oh, but it's like he's like Norm right now at Cheers. He's got his own key.
It also says Toho said in another tweet, Godzilla Minus One has stumped its way into European cinemas. Check your local screenings in the Nordics, Benelux, Italy, Portugal, Poland, Greece, Cyprus, and the Baltics for tickets and information. Come to France December 7th and 8th only, and to Spain and South Africa December 15th. I mean, geez, coming to Greece, what are the Greek gods going to do? Whoa, what's that? Did you create it? No. You? No. What is that?
Release the kaiju.
Release the Kraken. And the kaiju just looks at the Kraken. Yeah. Okay, buddy. Zeus, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell me that.
Time to move out.
All right. It also says Fandango also revealed it has been their biggest ticket seller of the week. Godzilla Minus One is Fandango's #1 ticket seller for the week. Don't miss the biggest monster movie of the year, now on over 2,500 screens. Watch this hair-raising exclusive clip and get your tickets today, yada yada.
So the #1 and #3 film in the United States is Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
Just like manga is taking over.
Yeah.
For comics. So what are we learning the lesson here?
How many more wake-up calls does Hollywood need before they realize this is what fans want? Good, clean, fun entertainment.
Mm-hmm. We want escapism. We do not want our world dragged into these, as someone once said. I can't remember who, but that's just it. I mean, we want to sit down. We want to have our moment of escapism. Hour and a half, 2 hour, 3 hour, for some things. But for that time, we want to escape what we are immersed in our lives. So what does Hollywood do? Let's bring the world in. Yeah. Let's bring the misery that people want to escape for a little bit in and bring it in here. It's like going back to work. You're going to the theater. It's like going to work. It's like, oh God, it's like, I didn't even feel like I had a day off.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, and Jess Sparks, when you're able to go see this movie, you don't necessarily need to read the subtitles to know what's going on. Just watching what's happening on the screen, you know exactly what's going on.
I mean, when they're smashing stuff, I don't need to have the subtitles telling me that they're smashing stuff. Cool.
No, you can tell that there's a relationship building in the movie. You can tell that a character starts off at one point at the beginning of the movie at his lowest lows, and by the end, he's at his highest of highs.
And that's Godzilla.
Well, of course, and his atomic breath.
Yeah. And you know how they take him out? Listerine. Listerine took him out. Bring that cannon around and spray it there. Okay, spray.
There you go. There you go. It's right in his mouth right now. He's gargling.
Okay, you can't use that no more. Okay, we got him, guys.
He's giving us the thumbs up. He's leaving.
Yep, that's all he needed. He needed that. You know, if I was Listerine, that's what I'd do for a commercial. You know?
Yeah, have a little funny skit.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
So, folks, it is now the second hour of Pop Talk.
Holy shit.
Oh, that first hour went by fast.
Yeah,
it did. What were we doing?
Having fun, like always.
Oh, we are? Oh, I like laughing.
I am.
I'm waiting for Baron to say, I like lamp.
I like lamp. Am I missing something here about me I don't know about?
Maybe.
That's on Cash.
Okay.
That's all on Cash.
I like turtles.
You like turtles?
Mm-hmm.
So does DJ Ronnie G. No wonder you guys get along so well.
Yeah, well, we're nerds too. You know, nerds of a feather.
Anonymous says, I can't stand subtitles. It takes me out of the immersion of the movie when I got to read the entire movie.
Oh, come on, Anonymous.
That's because...
Anonymous!
That's because his lips move when he reads. That's why.
It's not one of those silent readers. He reads it out loud. And everybody around us is going,
shh, shh, quiet. Usher! I'm sorry, sir. You're making too much noise. Can you please be a little quiet? I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
T-Gab says, Baron likes turtles. Yes, he does. Sir, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you and your family to leave. The park is closed.
Yeah. The moose out front should have told you that.
It's why he went into the manhole.
Yeah,
yep.
No. My uncle likes eating turtles. He likes eating the soft shell ones.
No, we don't want to be talked down to. None of us do. We want to just go in and watch good, clean, fun entertainment. Something that makes us go, yeah, I want to see that again. Or, oh, that sucked.
Yeah, we want to jump in our seats if it's a scary movie. We want to laugh if it's a comedy. We want to be awed by the magic of a science fiction or fantasy. We don't want to have the special effects be the things telling the story. We want the story telling us the story. You know?
And that's the whole problem with a lot of movies now. It's the special effects that are the big draw. Try to cover up what little story there is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at Disney. Disney is a perfect example. $300 million for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny.
Well, you know, the problem is, I think we can say that that's what it is. And the thing is, if someone sat back and said, well, the millennials are now the ones making the movies.
That they are.
That's one of the reasons why we got that, you know?
And it's not all millennials. I don't want to make it sound like we're blaming all the millennials, because we're not.
No, only crit. Only crit. But no, but it's become such lazy storytelling now, and about feelings.
It's about my feelings, and hey, let's have a multiverse, but that's what this other company is doing. Yeah, it's a hit thing. Not exactly.
Yeah, we are moviegoers, not your fucking therapist. Quit laying your problems on us.
Yeah, go see a psychiatrist.
Yeah, I mean, I got my therapist I should give a call to here and talk to when tomorrow in the morning. We got an appointment. See, I'm doing it there. I'm not even bringing it to this show. But while I'm
Mhm.
talking about it, you know what really has been bothering me? No.
I already know. I already know, man. It's
I'm
when you watch somebody on stream and he decides to ramble it.
Oh, well, I expected you to ramble it on Dark Tide. It's like I'm surprised you didn't pick the Ogren. I mean, honestly, that's your rambler.
I decided to go with someone else.
Yeah.
But
Disappointed.
that one part where I rescued you, what was I doing? I was coming and shooting.
You were, yeah. And I wouldn't have expected anything less.
Hey, I got rescued by Fred.
Yeah, there you go. Throw caution to the wind.
Exactly. So, Baron, Star Trek action figures are canceled again.
Oh, why would that be?
Oh, I don't know, because the figures are crap. The only three I've picked up are Kirk, Spock, and Khan.
Mm-hmm.
And then I did pick up the reissue of the Enterprise.
Ooh, well, that's kind of
NCC 1701. No bloody A, B, D, or Kurtzman or J.J. Abrams. No, the Jeffries Enterprise.
dun da 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 da.
And it's good to see Cap here.
Oh,
Cap
late
says,
night.
"Hey, everybody."
Hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
So, this article from Superhero Hype was posted on the 7th. It's by Luke Thompson. It says, with the notable exception of a Playmates action figure line while the Next Generation was still on air, well, also DS9 and Voyager. Let's not forget those two shows.
Mm-hmm.
Star Trek hasn't ever been a guaranteed action figure property. Perhaps it's due to so many characters wearing similar uniforms or to the fact that the fandom skews older than Star Wars with attempts to play to younger viewers like Prodigy not as successful. Nowadays, it's because what we're getting isn't worth watching. Let's just say it. It's not worth watching.
Yeah, enough of the BS. Enough of the BS in there. Let's get to the crux of stuff. But continue on.
Regardless, McFarlane Toys dropped the license after a mere two figures. Now, Playmates has called it quits on its revival of the old line with new characters. Well, McFarlane even got ticked off because of Paramount wanting to push Discovery. And they didn't want to push Discovery because it wasn't Discovery that was selling figures. It was the original series, Next Gen, DS9, Voyager, Enterprise.
Right. And that's just it. That's what's been scaring a lot of the toy makers. I remember this about a story of like about a year ago of the same thing where these manufacturers of toys are hesitant to do Star Trek because they're being forced to do a focus on the Kurtzman crap that they have now today to help promote it, unlike the old stuff. And nobody wants it. It sits on the shelf. It gathers dust.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't want Mikey Spock.
Nope. Trek Core reported the news that Playmates, while keeping the toys license, will refocus on making starships and roleplay items. So this means you can still get an NCC 1701 Jeffries Enterprise. I've seen their new release of the Enterprise D, and I don't like it. Oh, cool! You can separate the sausage section, but I think they could have done so much more. Maybe adding lights to the windows. Making sure that the main impulse engine glows, and then when the saucer separates, those impulse engines glow. That would have been a nice touch.
That would have been. That'd be cool.
And let's see. We'll focus on making starships and roleplay items. Their most recent figures in the 5-inch scale seemed meant to fit with the vintage playsets, but rather than re-releasing any, a repainted Enterprise D bridge playset with figures of all the crew might have sold well. It might have, yeah. It might have. I never had the bridge, so I might have picked it up.
Yeah.
They mixed in characters from several continuities. Well, they've done that before.
Yeah. That's nothing new.
Yeah. In addition, Trekcore is reporting that Super 7's line of Star Trek The Next Generation Ultimates and reaction figures may also be done, as the company is no longer promoting them at industry events. They notably had some difficulty getting pre orders for their Guinan 7-inch figure, offering her to fans twice. If they are indeed done, they never even completed the Enterprise crew, which leaves XO6, the company created specifically to make collector grade Star Trek figures in the Hot Toys sideshow high end style and price point. Perhaps that's where the license best belongs, in the 1/6 scale and format that allows for better actor likeness and costume replication. Hiya Toys also retains the rights for the Kelvin Universe figures. They can have them.
Yeah. Have fun. Enjoy. How's that working for you?
From the recent movies, but unless the fourth film actually happens, that might not last long. It's not going to happen.
No.
People, and I'm talking about real Star Trek fans, are tired of the Kurtzman style Star Trek, which also leaks over to the J.J. Abrams Star Trek. They're tired of it.
Right.
They prefer the adventures of William Shatner as Kirk, Leonard Nimoy as Spock, DeForest Kelly as Bones. That's their Kirk, Spock, and McCoy.
Right.
It will always be them.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say hello to Asylum TV, who says, I don't like subtitles either. That's fine. That's why, even on anime shows I watch Brandon the Anime Guy. Some people prefer the subs, some people prefer the dubs.
Right.
And let's see, Asylum TV also says, did you guys watch Lady Ballers? I haven't. Have you, Cash?
No. Jace watched it though. He said it was he said they went too far, like they went a little too crazy, but I says, but it did piss off Hollywood, so that's a win in itself.
Yeah, that's me. Solemn TV is my other channel. I thought Lady Ballers was pretty good.
Was it?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check it out then. And see that's how I'm doing it now. If I hear enough positive feedback on a show or a movie, I will give it a chance.
Yeah.
Well, I think the big thing is from trusted sources, and we trust the people we hang around with. So if someone says that scene is good, or they'll give reasons why, or if they didn't like it, they'll give reasons why, and off of that you can make it. Because again, even amongst ourselves, we don't all like the same thing, and that's just fine. That's great. No problem with that at all. But at least we can get more of an honest take of what it is instead of being told that we have to see this or this is what it's supposed to be by morons that don't know a damn thing about it. So,
right.
Are you guys like? Well, I mean, I like to watch a lot of TV and film. Are you guys like real critics?
We're just fans who give our opinion, whether people.
I didn't know if you were like
our
journalists
opinion
or not.
No, we're just fans.
Yeah, I mean, we know journalists that do this too, but well, we're not them. I mean, I haven't been in the industry and I don't know how long. So,
what do you think about What do you think about the Daily Wire's level of video production? And I'm just talking about quality wise, based on the shows that they put out. Do you think that they stand a chance into actually creating a good movie? Because I wouldn't really call Lady Ballers a good movie. They just did
Right.
it. They just did it to, basically, essentially, just virtue signal to the right and to trigger the left. That's all. That's the only reason they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, what was it? The Terror on the Prairie that Mike and I watched was pretty good. I think there's potential there. They've just got a long ways to go. But if they're pissing off Hollywood, and they said they were going to put their money where their mouth is, and they did. So.
Yeah, I mean, if they're going to start going into some of this stuff, I think they need to move into actual true satire where nobody is safe. Kind of do a South Park, but a South Park that everyone can watch. And that's the thing about South Park. It's brilliant, but I'm kind of sad because it's so filthy sometimes in there. You'd want to have this shared with people, but there's many people out there that would be completely turned off by it.
Yeah.
So we need to have something like that in a satire. If they started going in there, they'd still be pissing off Hollywood, just like Matt and Trey are, but they don't care.
Right.
But that would be the absolute way to do it. It'd be the icing on the cake. And the thing with satire, you got to make fun of yourself too. You got to go after yourself when you realize, okay, this is something that we can, we need to point out and poke a little fun at. And which is why we don't have good entertainment in Hollywood. They can't poke fun at themselves. And
they're not allowed to. You're right. They're not allowed to do that because of politics. You're correct.
Well, more than that, they get offended by it. It's like, how dare you pick on me? How dare you, how dare you make fun of me? It's like, well, more is poking fun at. We're not necessarily, now we're going to the category of laughing at you instead of laughing with you when you start reacting this way.
Right.
But it should be like Rocky and Bullwinkle. Nobody's safe. South Park, nobody's safe. But I like to have a little
early Saturday Night Live. Nobody was safe.
Nobody's safe. No. And even when they had a little bit of a resurgence again back in the 90s or so, they were able to do a little bit of that satire. Fridays when it was out, and taking on Saturday Night Live in the early 80s. So we don't have that. It'd be great if they would come out with a true satire. I'm willing to take hits. I'm willing to have fun poked at me. But again, it's just having fun poked at, not being mean-spirited, and which is not satire. Satire is not mean-spirited.
That's right. I mean, we even poke fun at each other.
Yes.
How many times have we done it during a stream? How many times have we poked fun at each other when we're talking on Discord? And
right. It's not having a fragile ego, which Hollywood obviously has. A lot of the stars have.
The Daily Wire is only focusing on the numbers that it might generate. They're not focused on actually creating a viable product film wise. The only reason they're doing other types of film is to get, like, they did Snow White, but they also doing other movies similar to Snow White, like In the Woods and stuff, kind of like practice, I would say. They don't really care about making good films. They only care about making films that their audience, it's just about the message. It's not really about the quality. Certainly not about the screenwriting, because the writing's not there. Even though they have some good writers, like Andrew Clavin, they didn't write a good script, in my opinion, for Lady Ballers. It could have been better.
And see that, in that case, it's going to be a big mistake for them, because the first thing they should be going out there with is showing quality. Look at what we can do. And instead of, let's just crank some stuff out to appease, let's face it, a small segment, because even if people who are leaning on the right don't necessarily want to go and see something that's rah, rah, rah on their, like what we've had with Hollywood doing with the left. So we just want good stories.
I want good stories, and if they are going to make it politicized, tell it straight down the middle.
Right. And everybody's fair game. because Lord knows, everybody in this world, including me and Cash and Mike, all of us, have things that we can have, poked at. It's like,
Yes.
you're right. No, yeah,
Again,
I get
that's
it.
why I've embraced the fact that yes, when I'm playing games, I could use stealth, but there are times I do Rambo it.
The times.
Times.
I know I'm putting it mildly. I'm putting it mildly.
Yeah, whatever you say, Leroy.
Well, you know what, Baron? While everyone's using stealth to try to preserve what little life they might have left for their character, I'm the one man you count on to go in there and cause chaos.
And have to rescue.
Yeah, maybe more than once.
What can I say?
I think what we're presented with now, like if you guys notice, like movies are just about the clickbait these days, but TV shows over the last decade and a half, they've been really good. Some groundbreaking stuff like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones, which had some good writing behind it, TV wise, but movie wise, movies have become more about how much reach I have, like how generic can I make it? Like the Marvel movies, like how many of these can we possibly turn out with the same actors before even children get burned out with it? And I think we're finally seeing the tip of it. And it's not because, well, it would have kept working, except they kept putting the woke agenda into it. And now parents are actually calling theaters and say, hey, is your new Disney movie safe for my kid to watch, or is it full of left-wing propaganda? That's what we're seeing now.
Yeah.
Right. And again, it's the silent majority, which is the ones that vote with the wallet book.
Yes.
That's the group of people Hollywood should be afraid of when it comes to turning away or pissing off. But of course, what do? Well, let's piss off the people that actually pay our checks. I'd rather listen to the blue-haired land whales on Twitter because oh my god, they never watched our product or partook in our product before, and they won't again. But still, it doesn't look good that they're all mad at me.
I think it's important to note too, like they have several talk shows, and then there's other talk shows on YouTube that go against them. And we're all seeing the evidence of a lot of independent video production companies making just like these, all these different talk shows. And we have a certain level. For example, it might cost 15, 20,000 for a music video, depending on how detailed it is the company you go through. So on YouTube, I feel like, okay, you could be really good as an artist, as a painter, or you can be really good as a musician. But I found that people like to follow video production companies over the actual artists themselves. Like on YouTube, they'll have like 250,000 followers, but then if you go to like Amazon Music, they only got 3,000 followers. So the video production is superseding what they're actually doing. It's just like people are consuming videos on YouTube. They're not really consuming, and then like a small portion just consuming what they're actually about.
Oh yeah, it's that label thing. It's like, oh, we got to follow the label. Just like people been going, oh, we got to follow Star Wars because it says Star Wars, or Disney because Disney's always been good, or down the road. It's you do have a lot of people that are conditioned that way, and which is a shame because when it comes around like in that area, how many actors and actresses get shortchanged because they're not doing something with a certain studio or a certain network. Which was not the case. It's like you followed Jackie Gleason.
I think it's pretty much over for Disney because they said we're not going to advertise on X anymore because we don't like Elon Musk. So
Right.
that's one, video production company that I think has just run its course, constantly delivering bad quality and just completely selling out. Just like, hey, anything you want us to say in a movie, like you just give us a article and that you want us to say, we'll make a movie about it. Or just include these talking points in the movie. And, it just doesn't make sense. It's just like, why do you have to manipulate that for a political agenda? You could just like run an ad via Disney. Like people go to Disney.com. You could run a liberal ad or whatever you want to do, but instead you're engraving it. Why are they engraving it into our movies?
Well, why? Because
it's conditioning. They're trying to condition people.
You have a bunch of people who are like-minded in exactly that way. It's like, one, you want to, or first of all, use it for conditioning. Two, you want to tear it down so you can roll it back up into what you wanted to turn into, which is basically a propaganda arm. So, when you take a look at who these people are that are running the studios, and you can look and see where they align themselves politically. I'm not talking about necessarily party-wise, but ideology. Then you start seeing, okay, all they want to do be profits for profits. And I'm not talking about money profits. I'm talking about coming down from a high mountain for all their ideology. And again, this is not the realm for it. This is a realm for escapism. And yeah, you can have your occasional one where you do have a message movie or message story. But again, it's just one of many. And yeah, there will be people that go on to see it. What was it? All the President's Men obviously was a bit of a message movie. Nixon sucks. And it did very popular. But it was also in an era where they were doing so many of those that Hollywood was hurting until a little film came around called Star Wars. And boom, they started realizing, hey, escapism is where it's at. And then they rolled that all through the 80s and into the 90s. And yeah, you still had message films, and they were very popular that you had throughout that age. But it wasn't the fact that it was balanced. It wasn't just constantly the one thing. And even when they're doing their own films, they're so formulaic that they can't get out of that mindset. Oh, we have to have this. We have to have this bad joke now and there. We got to be silly. You can almost sit down, watch the movie, and know exactly what's going on, step by step, and it's your first watching because you've seen it all before. And
to be honest, I find that soft magic systems like Star Wars is a little bit trite to me. It's like Harry Potter. It's like, how do you know how much force they have and how they can, like, it is really vague.
Well, no, it did set itself up in Star Wars exactly what was what, but Disney is the one that's doing it now, making it vague. Throughout the original 6 films, and as it evolved, it got explained more and more what the Force was and how people were able to tune to the Force. Well, of course, people didn't like it. It was called the midichlorians. And the more midichlorians you have in your system, the more attuned to the Force that you are. And you can tell that. You can sense that, or you can do a test to see that. So you already had the sense of what the Force was, how it works. And now to quote from the Abrams film, they turned around, changed everything out. The great Dave Filoni Baloney going out there, and that's not how it works. Oh yeah, anybody can be a Jedi now. No, that's not the case. But again, it's not George Lucas that did that and set that up. It was, lo and behold, Disney. Just like they didn't understand how lightsabers worked, and they're doing that in the comics. It's a sense that you have people that don't even know the lore that's been set up throughout the 40 years of that Star Wars had.
I think the problem is not so much the video production company, because they just follow the money. I think the problem is with the audience. The audience will just consume whatever's put in front of them anymore. Like, You advertise a Marvel movie to them, they're going to take their kids to see it. It doesn't matter what the quality is.
Well,
It's
yeah.
just about marketing. Like, they're not searching. I'm pretty sure there's some great independent filmmakers out there, even on YouTube. But do you think that people are searching for them, supporting them? Like, okay, you find a video production company that has really good short films on YouTube, but instead of sharing it out on your socials, wanting them to grow, being proactive, you're just like, nah, I'm gonna go watch this bad movie instead of like trying to support this company that's making good movies. It should always be quality first, but the way people's minds work, like, oh, that movie got 1 million views. That movie must be so much better than this B-rated movie that, and then it's later discovered like somebody will actually start sharing underrated movies. Like they'll find a movie they really like. And then that's how they go, like viral on the internet. They're like, here, everybody's sharing it. And that should be the way it works. Disney's just throwing millions marketing at it. And people are just like, yay. So it's really a problem with the people not demanding more. They're just becoming stupider.
Well, yes and no. We're now starting to see that's not the case anymore. Look how the Marvels literally has tanked. The track record of films from the Disney studios, be it whether it's coming from Pixar, coming from Lucasfilm, coming from Marvel, or coming from their own studios, they have not been faring well. They've been losing people coming to see the theater. The magic is wearing off, and people are starting to search for new forms of entertainment, areas of entertainment, to be expected. It comes to a point where you finally get fed up. You're bored. You're tired of the messaging. You start some of the unwashed masses use that term. And I'm not being insulted, but start having their eyes open up and seeing, hey, wait a moment, all this is just bullshit. And now they start walking away. Dial of Destiny didn't do good. This Pixar film, we went through the list of the films that came out. Didn't do well. I mean, the Marvels is virtually out of the theater in Tanksville. And what does Iger have to sit back and say? Oh, we didn't have enough executives on the set. That's the problem. Which is no, that is a problem, having that many people there. And the top two films we have are from Japan. And we know the one film didn't have much of a budget. It's happening within about 2.5 to 3 years. You're really going to see a change. You're going to have people going and watching Dust. You're going to have people going and searching out Kung Fury and watch Kung Fury, which was a great satirical film of the 80s action films. They're out there. Batman 1980, 86 is it? Where you had the Punisher meet Batman. I hope Mike Barron finally got a chance to see that. He didn't even know about that. Those things are getting views. They're not getting a lot of attention because YouTube doesn't want them to have that attention. They want to have the other ones that do pay the money. YouTube might be a platform that's going to be abandoned because of all the shenanigans that we as YouTubers have seen, where they're playing games with particularly people like us, that aren't studios that are putting their stuff on YouTube, getting screwed over left and right. There's a little thing called Rumble.
And I'm about done with YouTube myself. And I just try to share my music, and I'll make graphic lyric videos, and they'll falsely claim my videos, and I'll just I'm probably going to go to X, where I haven't had any trouble.
Well, that's just
people have been starting to do live streams on X. I've noticed that, along with Rumble. There are alternatives out there.
And people are realizing that, especially as they start seeing the price of these streaming services going up. And if you want to get your full form of entertainment, you got to subscribe to how many streaming services just so you can see one show. Either that or they go sailing. Either that or they go sailing the high seas, one of the two. Which we do not endorse, by the way.
No, we do not.
We're just reporting.
Not at all.
So even YouTube, if they don't wake up, is going to find themselves in the same situation. People, I think now with how the economy is, the poor state of Hollywood, I think you're starting to see people go out and actively search for alternate ways to get their entertainment legally and entertainment that's not part of this machine of moronity.
Well, not only that, you have people like Rachel Zegler who
Oh,
are turning
God.
people away.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say, is like you said, the Guinan doll wasn't selling. How much you want to
Mhm.
bet it's because Whoopi Goldberg has become an utter, total, irrehensible plot waffle.
Now, come on, guys. I don't see why they can't make a Muhammad Ali movie with Mark Wahlberg being Muhammad Ali. What is wrong with this?
Yeah, I'm for it. I'll put money to it. Yeah, there we go.
Look, I would like to see Liam Neeson as Rosa Parks. That would be really interesting.
There we go.
There we go.
No, the Muhammad Ali story would be changed so that he is coaching and promoting his daughter.
Ah,
Yeah. Because she was a boxer.
Twist.
Because even though it was a black man, it didn't include a woman, so they got to put that in there.
Oh, excuse me, and no, trans woman and
yeah.
blind, gotta be
blind too, and in a wheelchair. Don't forget the wheelchair.
Oh,
too.
can't forget the wheelchair.
Oh, that's what Hollywood's about. Okay, what boxes do we need to check? We need to check all these boxes. Okay, let's do it.
They're still obsessed with that for sure.
Do you guys think that has anything to do with the? Okay, so how much do these investors directly contribute to the budget of the films?
Well,
I don't know the answer to that one.
Well, a lot of the investors, their contributions is being stockholders.
Mm-hmm.
So their money is going in there, and they're making that what do you say, a loan in a sense when they're doing that, saying, okay, we're going to invest in you, and then we're going to reap in whatever comes out. That would be the interest. When if the things go high, the stocks go high. Well, that's the interest coming back, and you buy low, sell high. Right now is a good time to start buying because it's going down, and they don't want to see that. It's losing of their money. So yeah, the investors have invested into these films indirectly.
Isn't the investor idea like we'll give you a large sum to invest, to promote, to use, to make more money, not lose money? Like, exactly like you're saying, but it's like, I'm giving you X amount of dollars, assuming with all your projections and numbers and everything, you're going to say this X amount of dollars is going to turn into X times X, whatever it is. And they're like, no, it's X times parentheses, X minus divided by parentheses. And they're like, wait a minute, man, my $5 just turned into 50 cents.
Right.
I'm not giving you more money. I want my money back now. What are you going to do about that?
What's that rating that BlackRock does for companies? The SEG rating or something? There's some rating that it does that directly affects a company's ability to take out loans with them. BlackRock, the biggest.
I'm not sure about that stuff.
Like you remember the score? There's some kind of score that companies get.
Yeah,
and that's why they go woke, because it improves your score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a credit score for these companies.
Social score or something like that.
Yeah, and which is completely bullshit because it's not causing people to get their money back. It's just placating and platitudes.
But they are making more money. It's just not coming from the audience. It's coming from BlackRock and associations like that. So they're just following the money. Unfortunately, all the money is like majority. We no longer have the majority. The 1% have more than the 99 now.
Well, and also the big thing about it too is, these lines of investment, whether it was China, which was keeping things alive, even though they weren't doing well, has been pulling back. Other institutions are doing that, so they're starting to feel the pinch because of that. Again, it's the economy. People, even investors, can't invest like they used to. Well, my favorite story when it comes to investment that was outside is when Monty Python was trying to get investors, basically, i.e., the studio, to do Life of Brian. everyone was turning them down in England. Everyone was turning them down in Hollywood. And then Eric Idle calls up John Cleese, say, hey, we got an investor. We got an investor. It's George Harrison. And he goes, well, how do you bloody well do that? He goes, well, he read the script and said, I'm going to invest it. I asked why. He goes, because I want to see this movie.
And even going farther on what Baron's talking about, it's like you want to do something to get the investors invested. When the normal market drops, usually the independent market comes up. But if anybody's seen an interview with Quentin Tarantino in the last few years, who was the independent source that Hollywood went to, the masses went to this guy, and he could have plenty of money. He could have all the stars lined up, and he's like, nope, I don't want to make a movie in this atmosphere because Hollywood sucks. Right. And that really is his like, he doesn't even want to invest his time, and he would make a killing. People want him to make a movie, and he's like, I'm good. It's okay. Yeah. And that's what's sad, is we can't even get movie makers to make their movie, you know,
because it's political now.
Right. Exactly.
Or more political than they want to put in a movie. We have to admit, there's always been, hey, do this, we'll give you money. You know, there's always that. But now it's overwhelmingly, who's in whose pocket? And another quick thing, when y'all were mentioning like 1 or 2 shows on streaming networks. Well, streaming networks, I got 5 people in my household, and only one of them subscribes to stuff. So I get to try 4 other times.
Yeah, that's
those
a good
free
way
trials.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm using these services without paying for it, but the reason why is my daughter has it. So it's like, okay, you're paying for it, I'll watch it, no problem.
Oh,
I mean, there's a couple I do pay for, but the majority of it is, through the urchin. It's like, okay, thank you.
And before I came on here, there's a little bit of comedy levity here, but I have to say, I woke up I felt like there was a hole in America's heart. I woke up after having watched Indiana Jones 5 last night.
Oh no!
And I woke up, and I go to the store, and on my way back, I hear some slow acoustic version of Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen. I don't know what is happening, but I hurt. And all criticisms aside, Indiana Jones I actually enjoyed, and then there's no indie ending.
No.
It just is like, huh? Where'd it go? I can't say I hated most of the movie. The only thing is, Phoebe Waller-Bridge is just the kind of woman in the beginning. Her character is just the kind of woman that I would just avoid.
Yeah.
In real life. It's like, you are a deplorable person. You are so mean and corrupt that it's like, how did you get in this? How did they get that character in this franchise? Those characters are the bad guys.
Yeah. Well, she was just playing herself, so I mean, it was easy.
And I do want to say hello to Real Weight Gaming Clips, who says Indy 5 was fantastic. Yeah, Crit, he liked it.
He liked it.
Are we going after him saying, how dare you like it? No.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just going to. I was going to say, both of you guys are wrong. You're wrong. How dare you? Dare you? You're ruining my childhood. No,
the problem with this, and the way I view movies, is Indy 5 is a not buy for me. That's how I criticize my movies. Is it good enough to buy?
Right.
There's no chance I'm owning this. I would buy Indy 4 before I would buy this.
Teddy was a discount short round, man. That's who Teddy was.
Oh, that's what I heard. Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it yet. I mean, now that it's going to streaming, I might waste a couple hours of my life. But
Even that kid is a little. His character was a little questionable because he's always like, "Aren't we doing this for all the wrong reasons?" You know, it's like, God, what?
Helena, right, was the goddaughter. Yeah, Helena.
Yeah,
She was.
yeah.
She
Helena.
locked Indy out, and it's like, and she's like, "Oh, you can't follow me." I'm like, this woman is annoying.
She just was mean. Yeah, in the beginning,
she's
it was
just annoying, man. It's like, you know, and then that whole thing with Indy, and I'm like, with they had to show like his students don't care about what he's teaching now, and I'm just like, what is this bullshit? I'm like, how much money did they give Harrison Ford for this? Just, my God, it's just even that money. I'm like, no. No.
He's getting enough money to crash another plane in a golf course. That's
he's gotta set up Callista because she's gonna want a new guy when he's gone. You know,
it's just
when he's gone. I think now Raul the pool boy. I mean,
and wait, I'm not going after you for saying that you liked Indy 5.
Oh,
I just
no.
When and watch Indy 5 and
5 or whatever they like.
I didn't like it.
Yeah,
well,
I was just having fun, but no, I mean, if you like it, you like it. It's if it's. Well, I think our model here is if it's your cup of tea, it's your cup of tea. If it's not ours, it's not ours. We agree to disagree. I mean, even within pop culture, various stuff. Some people like Babylon 5, and some people are wrong. I mean, again, and that's a joke. Tongue firmly in cheek. But
Baron. When it comes to Babylon 5, it's some people like it and some people are non.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Are Narn, huh?
And yeah, I can't say I hated Indy 5, but there's just the ending takes apart the movie. It's like I'm watching it. Everybody says that first half hour is outstanding, and it is. There's
it is
a couple little things like when Indy runs on top of the train, very fake. It's like the physics aren't even right. It's like, what is that? This is like some cartoon. And it really was like the when people were talking about the de-aging, when the light is on him, I thought it looked pretty good. But when they shine the flashlights off him or he's out in the moonlight, there was a few scenes I'm like, that was the stunt double. Like the face changed for a split second. And I was like, that's the weirdest thing I've seen. And then it goes back to like kind of looking like Indy.
Well,
but yeah, it was weird that when they put the attention on it, it looked better.
You mean
than when he wasn't lit as well? And I was like, that's when it should be really good, when we can't really see it all.
Yeah, well,
he was dancing with the devil in the pale moonlight.
I mean,
but that beginning scene is so good.
I understand, Pat. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I don't hate it. It was good. It was just the ending to me was just not an Indiana Jones ending.
Right.
That's all.
No,
and it was the last few minutes.
It needed to have a bookend finish, and
a little more. Open. Yeah, a little.
It left it open.
Yeah, there was no. It didn't seem like there was a stomping of the boot on this. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It just seemed like the bad guys just died. Like Indy didn't really even have a fight with them. They were gone. It's like, okay.
Phoning in his inner Patrick Stewart. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm make
sorry,
it so.
Sorry.
Open fire.
Yeah.
Say in the end of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, we saw Indy during the 60s, or should I say 50s, and then we catch up to Indy how he looked in the Indiana Jones Chronicles, and he's reading his journal and he's remembering this adventure, and then you see him close the journal, and that's the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That movie just I had problems with the movie. Teddy, Helena, I just didn't. I don't know, her attitude about stuff, about capitalism, about other stuff. It was really odd.
And the whole idea of 1, 2, 3, so great, so good, and then 4 and 5, just the way they are, and it's
just
really, they more set themselves apart than brought it together. Because I noticed a lot of camera work, camera angles. It's like, oh, this is an old shot. They're not reinventing. They're just, this is an old shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Again, I don't want to let in or make anybody feel like I really hated the movie. I don't. I've already told people watch it. Just be ready. But I mean, for Indiana Jones fans, and then I can't see. Oh, he left us already. The gentleman that was with us a bit ago.
Yeah, McCamera.
He mentioned something like, I kind of agreed with him that the idea that like a lot of fans just kind of go with what's given to them. The new generation kind of does. And it's us, the older generation, that they're losing out on. So if you make a movie we all want to see, we know what happens. I'm pretty excited that this Godzilla -1 is staying in theaters longer, because this might give me a chance to go see it.
Yeah.
Well, the big
and the whole thing is with the movies, all this stuff. It's just like I went into that Hunger Games movie thinking that I was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to like this. Rachel Zegler's in this. I'm going to go see this because my brother wants to see this. Fine. I've watched other Hunger Game movies, and it actually turned out to be pretty good. And
It's
I'm like,
okay,
oh,
Cash. I know you have the Hunger Games in hardcover.
it's just right, sure.
It's his favorite. It's his favorite book series.
It's just no, but like
Next Harry Potter.
it was actually pretty good. But Rachel Zegler, because of the way she's been talking lately,
Yeah.
it's just like I can't separate her from the art because
She's
it's
got
just
a
like,
taint on her.
Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Exactly.
she's pretentious.
Right.
It's like when we see when it's like a similar. Well, to me, I felt worse about her because what happened with the KS actor that was on House of Cards. It's like people kind of lost respect for him, but there was people that was like, God dang it, man, can't you guys just hold it together?
But in the case of Seth MacFarlane, he probably knew about all that stuff all along.
Yeah. But Cash, I have heard a lot of people are saying that this movie is actually good. If Ziegler didn't have her publicity run, who knows? It could have actually pulled off a whole different perspective.
Yeah, if she wasn't like that, I would have been like, okay, but just seeing her always on screen is just like, it's just you can't separate. At least not for me. It's like she just keeps running her mouth, and it's like she doesn't need to say these things. It's like the criticism, what she's getting is legitimate because it's like what she's saying about Snow White is idiotic. So, it's just like Peter Dinkelberry, as I like to call him now. He was in that movie too. I'm not saying the guy can't act, but Dinkelberry, has been opening up his mouth too. It's like, dude, shut up. Like what you're saying is ridiculous. It's the same with Simeon Liu. You can't come out and say you're the very first Asian action star. That's ridiculous, bro. Like, are you stupid?
My God. Seriously.
No, Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan might
Bruce Lee wasn't an actor. Bruce Lee was a martial artist.
In a second. All three of them, Jet Li.
Bruce Lee was a martial artist that just happened to do movies. Jackie Chan was a stuntman who happened to do movies.
Yeah, all three of them could literally whoop that dude's butt without even trying. Heck, Simu Liu is like literally one of the jobbers that they kick the crap out of in all their movies. He looks like one of those guys.
And since Jet Sparks brings this point up, being kind of cinemaphiles in our lifetime, and what we didn't get with the Star Wars franchise, and we kind of never got it in martial arts too. Lee Chan, Jet Li, and a really good movie together.
Donnie Yen's character was next to the freaking droid. He was the only other interesting character in Rogue One, and the dude with the big blaster pack. Everyone else, I could give less of a crap about. I don't give a crap about Jyn Erso. I don't give a crap about Casio Keyboard. I don't give a crap about either of those guys.
No, we had no reason to care about them because we knew their fate.
Right.
I know. Well, yeah, we already know they were all gonna die. They were probably all gonna die. But seriously, they still left a bigger impression on.
Everybody dies eventually.
Well, the thing is you can do something where the character is going to die and still get people invested into it, such as a movie such as DOA, both the original and the remake.
I'm gonna go.
The guy's going to die. You know he's going to die. He's searching for the person who killed him, basically. And you're invested in that. And they give you reason to be invested in that.
Okay, I'm gonna go here real quick, Baron.
Okay, Baron,
I just quick interjection, just because he says that. It's like, hey, everybody watched Philadelphia.
Yeah,
we knew what was gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, just because someone's going to die, we know that someone's going to die. We knew that Mel Gibson was going to die at the end of Braveheart.
Yeah, that's such a great point right there. Like a historical movie. Can you have investment? The movie was so good, we invested in it. And yeah, people still were heartbroken. I didn't know he died. Man, do you read a book?
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly the same way that girl in Freedom Writers said that when she read the book of Anne Frank, yeah, she got pissed off that she dies.
So, like, how can
Steve has a quick question for all of us, real quick.
Yo.
Do you think the reason it lacked a bookend, and this is Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, was they intended to give the hat and whip to Fleabag, but cut that out last minute and just kind of ended it?
Yes.
Probably. If they did those other reshoots, then yes.
I have to admit, hardcore, when I watched the end of the movie, I'm like, well, damn, now I want to see all the other ones. I want to see what they were trying to do.
The whole thing about before with Marion and that they were getting a divorce and stuff, it's like they just wanted to say Indy's kind of now down on his luck and stuff. I don't know. It was just, I didn't like that.
I mean, look, you can do things right. I know what you guys have said about like characters like what people have said about characters like Batman and Robin, or no, Batman and Batman Beyond, like having a broken character. But seriously, stop just trying to make that the same thing. You are literally screwing over both actors who have been in both the prospective protagonists of both Star Wars and the Indiana Jones franchise. It's like, look, we already know even in Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Harrison Ford looked like he was getting too old for this. Even back then, he looked like he was getting too old for this.
Yeah.
But it was a good bookend to everything. As much as everyone will give that movie some flack, at least it ended with him marrying Marion. It should have just been the happy ending right then and there. And you kind of like
they also
that joke.
They also already had their perfect bookend was in The Last Crusade with Indy riding into the sunset.
Yes, exactly. That classic movie ending where the characters ride off into the sunset, and you know that everything's gonna be all right after that. But Hollywood is just so focused on trying to make remakes because again, we know how misandrous they are. They just don't want to admit it. We're doing this to make men better. Yeah, by kicking us down, saying we're useless, and then kicking us the balls while we're on the ground. Yes, you're totally helping us.
When they explained why the divorce comes about, I don't want to give away the scene too much.
Right.
But I was kind of okay with that. I would have liked more of an explanation, but he wasn't the bad guy. It's a tragedy happened, and they broke up in a completely believable, I know people this has happened to, it's real. So it was like when he did that, to me, it's like this needs to be in a more emotional scene. Like it just lacked something there.
Right.
You know,
They didn't
but I
care
wasn't.
enough, right.
I was glad that they weren't just like, oh, he just became not Indiana Jones. And she was like, you're not even the man I fell in love with. And she just wants a divorce. So I was happier with this one, this Harrison Ford character handling of that, than the Star Wars Harrison Ford handling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But I think that whole plot line of why a character divorced, I think I've seen that type of reason why in the film San Andreas, the one with the rock.
Oh yeah.
I had no desire to ever see that movie.
Oh
You're
boy,
the biggest rock fan, man.
Hey, Carla Gugino was my reason to see that movie.
All right.
Well, you could say about that, but I mean, Alexander Daddario.
I'm not. Yeah, I won't. Yeah, no. We'll just say that there's full exposure video that you can find.
Oh my!
Whether you pay or not, it's there.
The internet, it's our friend.
Yes, but we know who isn't our friend.
You need to read the fine print.
And she's gonna try to cover it up as much as she can. And that's Rachel Ziegler by saying she's thankful for the backlash against her Snow White casting. Nothing can hurt anymore because they've said the worst that they've said. We haven't seen the movie yet, Rachel.
Also technically you're Polish. Just because you have slightly darker skin than most people does not make you fully Hispanic. Heck,
Is she appropriate? Is she appropriate?
Yeah, her last name is Polish.
Because you're smallest, like you represent your smallest percentage of your DNA.
Exactly. Heck,
everybody
we know.
Doesn't count.
But it's even crazier right now. Little small tangent here. But even Jenna Ortega being Hispanic herself, but she's a fully Americanized kid, so she doesn't even know Spanish. Anya Taylor-Joy speaks Spanish better than she does. And I think she may be half Brazilian, I think.
And I don't think it hurts that Wednesday kind of resembles a lot of actresses we've lost over the years too.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that adds to, her look was kind of already wanted in viewership. Because I forget all the actresses now, but all the ones we lost, like Brittany Murphy and things like this, that she has a similar look, and style to her. So, and she obviously has a PR group, or she's at least being smart about what she says. I like the stand she's made as saying, okay, ladies, enough of this, really.
Yeah, exactly. But of course, everyone wants to, but also because politics are also the reason why. But even then, look, I honestly think, why do we need another Scream film? I mean, look, sure, I kind of felt like it was a good bookend to whatever. It was a good resolution to the characters that were set up in the fifth Scream film. But I'm guessing 7 is finally gonna be the one where Sydney finally gets her final, her final like book or final girl appearance or whatever. Just again, another film that's slightly somewhat may have stood the test of time with everything else, but
so
I don't even know.
Nev Campbell's in this one.
I don't know.
I know she's not in the 6th one. She declined to be in the 6th one because
I was gonna say
pay or something.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say she might need a higher revenue than what they're offering.
Well, all I can say is
well, at least they'll save money. Well, at least they're gonna save money since the other two actors are not gonna be there anymore.
Well, all I can say is this. Rachel,
and hello, Jace.
Hey, Jace.
What's up,
Rachel, you are you new here? Let's find out a little bit more what this little dingbat has to say. And I mean that with all warmth.
This article is by Spencer Piccoli. It was posted on the 8th. And it says, according to Snow White star Rachel Zegler, rather than despair at the widespread backlash to her casting as a race-swapped version of Disney's first canonical animated princess, the actress has learned to be thankful for the discussion as it's allowed her to supposedly grow thicker skin. Okay.
Before we continue on, there is something very important that has to be said. There really is. Where is it? Where is it? You moved stuff around, didn't you? He's not on here. He's not on here.
Who's not on
Where's
here?
George? Where's George? I don't see Carlin.
George Carlin? He's up at the top now.
Oh, there it is. Oh, that's where you have music.
Bullshit.
And for you moving this on, on the top like this,
I call bullshit.
So there, okay. Continue on.
I wanted to make it easier to access, Baron, instead of having to go all the way down to the bottom.
Where I was.
We hate change. We hate change.
I hate change. Yes. The only one that doesn't hate change is Cash Monet. he likes cash because of this.
Cash money can put his change in my piggy bank any day.
That's why.
Piggy banks have the best interest rate.
The controversial. Go ahead, Baron.
Oh, I was going to say back to you, Mike.
The controversial The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes actress weighed in on the discourse surrounding her upcoming role while speaking to fellow Disney actress Halle Bailey. I was about to say Halle Berry.
Ooh, yeah.
That's where my mind's at.
It's been for a while.
Who earlier this year portrayed Ariel in the live-action The Little Mermaid for Variety's Actors on Actors interview. Yeah, they're just going to kiss each other's ass. That's what they do in Hollywood.
Oh, I thought it was one of those films that you see on the internet.
Occasionally, there's some of these actors on actor episodes that I actually like. And then some of them, it's like, oh, I can definitely see why you got these two particular ones talking.
You just summed up Pop Talk in a nutshell. So continue on.
First broaching the topic following a discussion of Bailey's performance in the aforementioned remake, Ziegler began the conversation by giving praise to her colleague for how there are always people who have something to say about our castings, but you proved them wrong with grace. Wow. See right there, kissing her ass.
Mm-hmm. I don't think The Little Mermaid was as big a success as they wanted, though.
No.
Did they change the definition of grace?
No. They could have.
Is it some new acronym the kids are using?
I haven't looked at a dictionary recently.
Okay.
Yeah. That's why I still got the big one that I blow my back out every time I open up. I got a dictionary. Why? Because I like to change stuff.
Says here, I was so inspired by the way you handled anybody who had anything bad to say about it, and I give you really so much credit, said the Shazam Fury of the Gods actress. You and I have always been kind defenders of each other online. I would be willing to fight a little because that's who I am as a person. Mm-hmm. To this end,
just get a hotel room already, you two. Get a hotel room, you two. Okay. No, wait. Make sure there's a camera there.
To this end, Ziegler then asked, and yeah, there's always such chatter around it. Did you ever let it affect you at all? You definitely didn't publicly, to which Bailey replied, I mean, we're sensitive, we're human beings, we're actors, like, hello. Yes, you're actors, but you choose to go into that spotlight.
Right. You are the one that opens your mouth.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely could say if these girls talked like this in high school to other high schoolers, it would be a different video we'd see.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's bitch slap time.
Yeah. I mean, this would be, oh my goodness. This is just, wow. It's more the fact that she doesn't see it or acts like she doesn't see it. And I'm like, that's what's
there we go.
That's the problem right there. You're like oblivious or you're doing it on purpose. And I don't see how there's an in between. I don't see how anybody can not. It's like, I don't understand where that person comes from.
Well, you see, you're just a male and you just don't understand the woman's psyche, even though we are all the same. There's still a woman's psyche, so I mean,
well, yeah, media has shown me I clearly don't understand.
I went to Cash Monet University, and he taught me all about feminism. And
no, Cash has no feelings. So what would he know about that?
Well, see, that's just it. That's how he's sabotaging it all.
You get a master's in meh.
Yeah, whatever it is you guys are talking about. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, goobers. That's what he'd be saying right now.
Yeah.
Okay, goobers.
I gotta go get some kale wrap tofu for the family now. So
Gotta check my Bitcoin account.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cash. I love you.
It has a quote here from Bailey saying, "I get my feelings hurt if my cat doesn't want to sit next to me." Well, it's your cat's a cat. The cat, the cat
You're
is going to
lucky
do
if
what the cat wants to do.
You're
there are
lucky that
three-
cat doesn't come and swipe you a few times just cause.
Yeah.
What did
you
that
know,
ghoul Padawannabe say? I'm
he
back.
said he loves you. He loves you.
love
Sure he
you.
does.
You got
I
those
do.
dishes
Yeah.
done?
That's why I'm gonna steal all his comics, man. If he keeps it
Out
up.
of the three of us, Cash,
That's all right.
you're his favorite.
No
Yeah.
God.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
nobody's
Cash can
favorite,
have my
though.
comics. Just know you're not going to get face value for them.
Face value.
Forget collector prices. You'll be lucky to get original prices.
Some of
And
those
it
have
contin-
sticky pages stuck together just to one.
Oh, they're just in bags with boards. They're worthless. So
Yeah,
they're
except
not
for
board.
that.
They're not slabbed. So they're not worth anything.
Yeah, but there was that special issue of Wonder Woman that
They got to be worth something.
No, that's excuse me. It's the
All right, all
X-Men
right, all right.
Summer Bikini Edition.
There we go.
All right.
Back to you, Mike.
So, of course, and I think that's what people don't realize when they're put in fortunate situations like us, where you're granted great opportunities and able to be seen on massive screens. It's because you fit a certain quota, a certain agenda. That's why you're there. I hate to break it
That's
to
why
you,
I'm here.
but that's why you're there. That's why you're on the screen in The Little Mermaid. You're being used.
Yeah. Congratulations, you're a token. That's all you are. That should make you feel good now. Okay? You're a token. How does it feel? You're being
It
used
shouldn't
for
feel
the color
good.
of your skin.
It shouldn't feel good.
No, I don't feel good. I know I'm being used for, you need to have a fat loudmouth guy. I filled that quota. Okay, fine. I expect my penny at the end of this month, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
She goes on to say, like, it's amazing, but I think there's a sort of disassociation. People think that they start taking you away from being a real human being that has real feelings and react to things. Again, you don't understand. You are being used by the machine. Disney doesn't care about you as a person. They look at you and they only see one thing. Okay, she's this ethnicity. What do we want to do? We want to make her Ariel. Boom. You're now Ariel. That's all they care about.
And in the studio way, you're being Weinsteined in a different way.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was definitely something I had to navigate, she continued. But it turned out to be a beautiful lesson to me, just to block any naysayers or negativity out. And for me, I found that it helped me. I used it to my advantage. Again, they're letting you see what they want you to see.
Mm-hmm.
You're refusing to see how they're using you. Nobody wants to be used.
I do. If she really has that perspective now, I applaud her for gaining that strength that young Americans need to have. That a lot of them don't. If that is true and she's just not saying those words, if she really built up a good shield against that, I applaud her. I don't know how legit that is, but
right now I'm pressing X for doubt. I'm pressing that button. I'm just pressing it. In fact, my finger's just on that key and just X is going across my screen right now because of my doubt.
She goes on to say, like, when it came to doing the long press days or even taking it into my own personal music that I was writing, like I was using it as fuel to help me with my artistry. And I think that's the only way I could get over it, as well as surrounding myself with people that love me. Nobody said that they didn't love you. What we're saying is, why is Disney using you as a prop piece? That's what they're using you as, a prop piece. Saying, okay,
Right.
again, like I said earlier, you met a check mark. You shouldn't accept the fact that you meet a check mark.
No.
You should have pride in yourself.
Yes.
Say, no,
The
I'm
check
more than
mark-
a check mark.
The check mark should be, I'm the best one for this job. That is what the check mark
Yes,
should be.
I was just gonna say that Disney did used to check boxes, but they were talented, check, entertaining, check, cute as hell, check, cheap, check.
Yeah. Cheap, check. Just like I'm
Different
hitting the
checklist.
right now. Yeah.
Different checklist.
Turning the question to Ziegler, Bailey then asserted the same to you. The way you are so graceful and respond and don't, it's just the most beautiful thing to see because it's hard being women under the spotlight. Enough
Boy.
with this stupid narrative that it's hard for women in Hollywood. It's hard for men in Hollywood. You all chose to be in that spotlight of Hollywood. You're constantly going to be under the microscope. And I could say that we as YouTubers are constantly under the spotlight. There are people that are going to like certain things we do. There are people that aren't going to like certain things we do. You think everybody's happy about the guidelines? No. There are people who are not happy about the guidelines, but because of what's happened on Pop Talk in the past, I had to enforce some guidelines.
And I think I'm gonna get the quote wrong, but Wesley Snipes says it pretty well in White Men Can't Jump. It is hard damn work to be this good.
Yeah, it's right. How you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice.
Mm-hmm. I mean, let's face it, the world is hard. The world's going to kick you down when you least expect it. It's going to kick you down and try to keep you there at your lowest.
And then put its hand out, and as you reach, take it away and kick you down again.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean, Hollywood has always been machine. They think it's hard being a woman right now in Hollywood. There was a time in Hollywood when a woman got to a certain age, that was it. Her career was over with.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, forget it. You're not going to be a leading lady anymore. But the men were able to go a little bit longer because obviously there was a different standard of how people look or what would bring people to the theater. That obviously has changed now because we have a lot of women who are beyond that quote unquote imitation line that are being very successful doing films. When it comes around to being critiqued, my God, how would they have acted in the old days where, when Thursday came out or Friday came out, Friday actually, because they had their little sneak previews on Thursday, and you read the critics of the film that had their Thursday premiere for them, and what they had to write about it, and particularly, and especially if they start going to what your performance was like, they sit back and say, "Well, everything was good, but this person was a little weak," and they explained why the person was weak.
Exactly.
I was just gonna say it'd be real interesting to see Siskel and Ebert still doing reviews.
Yeah. Well, and even those two weren't exactly the best at what they're doing, but they went out there and they did it. I mean, obviously they're the most famous of it all. There were better ones than them, but still.
Well, and they had no problem calling it crap if they thought it was crap.
Yeah.
They didn't always agree.
They didn't always agree. My problem is sometimes they weren't able to divorce what they liked as a style to what was there. So you could have something that was actually really good, but because they didn't, when Gene Siskel gave Star Wars a downvote because he didn't like science fiction, but he loved Saturday Night Fever so much he bought the original suit from the studio. I mean, right there, it's like you have to divorce yourself from your own likes and go with what the categories were. What is this something that person would like? Are these people doing a good job of doing what it is? On and on with that. So sometimes even critics can get lost on that. Yeah, but the thing is about being a critic, the important word is critiquing. Critiquing. It should be as much as a review, as much as trying to help along. This is where we found the weak spots. The actors did great, but the direction was a little here, or everyone was great, but this actor was a little stilted on what they did, or all across, or it was superbly directed, superbly acted, but the story sucked. If you want to see a film for for the people, yeah, there we go. But other than that, you're not going to really enjoy it. How would she handled if she got critiqued that way completely?
I don't
She
think
said,
I don't think, and I don't believe that Hollywood today, a lot of Hollywood young actors today, even directors and producers, would be able to handle the criticism from 30, 40 years ago.
I'm pretty sure because it's all unabashed praise they're getting nowadays.
Well, right. And the thing is we're the ones that come in and say the emperor's not wearing clothes, which I was told is actually racist. I don't know why.
What?
Yeah. We'll talk about that some other time. But thank you, Cash. But as it goes, is we're the ones. So what happens when we sit back and point out things like Pat Wannabe was going point by point about Indy 5. So what are we? We're toxic. Why? Because we're not just blindly saying how wonderful it is and we dare criticize. And oh my God, it happens to be a woman that you're criticizing about.
Too bad.
Yep.
Another thing Rachel Ziegler's got to learn, and all these others, is what you say and what you do can affect your film. You could have yourself a great film, the best film of the year, if not the decade, and no one will go to see it because you're out there shooting your mouth off about some bullshit. It has happened before.
Yes, it has.
Well, and you can. I was just gonna say you can even have a successful career, like even like a Zac Efron, pretty well liked and stuff. But imagine how much he got teased and how much crap he got. He talks about it quite a bit. But even if you're a success and well liked, you still get a ton of garbage thrown at you.
Yeah,
because you're going to have roles that people just don't think you were doing.
Emma Watson got made fun of as one of her professors, and they were making fun of Harry Potter, and people were laughing and stuff. It's like they are obviously jealous of her success. So
Yeah, you want to know another example that's recent? You know that dude that played the heartthrob bad boy in those Kissing Booth movies? He actually said now that he's in a better position of being an actor, he actually regretted being a part of those movies. And honestly, personally, people are criticizing the fact that this is a movie that launched your career. Yeah, but if your career was launched by a ridiculous rom-com that literally a good majority of the people that watch these films are usually all women. Yeah, that's that. I mean, if you really were, I honestly don't blame the guy because I'm pretty sure the same thing with Robert Pattinson. People are gonna like that Twilight shadow Twilight cloud is gonna keep following him no matter what he does. They're gonna keep following him, and of course there are people that are gonna stand like how it is like, oh, we're not gonna go see the new Batman movie if Kirsten Stewart is not cast as Catwoman. Like again, the Twilight fans are freaking insane.
Well, but the thing is that wasn't something that really affected it too much. It came down to what people were making comments about with it. Is there's people were saying it's a good movie, but it was too long and had too many false endings. They're going through with the full critique on that one, and people were actually praising Patterson a bit for his performance in there, and something like that helps get him out of the shadow of Twilight. No pun intended, with shadows and Twilight on that.
Let's face it, the false endings, that was one of my problems with the Batman.
Right.
Yeah, it was too long. It really was too long.
Another thing actors sometimes have to go is resign themselves that they are going to be a certain type in Hollywood.
Yes, there are. Sorry, go
ahead. Oh, no problem. Julian Glover was sitting back saying that, going out there and doing roles, and he did a bad guy role and was so good. Well, it looks like I've been playing baddies for like 40 years. Take a look at Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, Empire Strikes Back, all across the board, Doctor Who. And he doesn't regret it. Why?
Yeah,
No.
same,
It's
same.
not working.
Yeah, sometimes it's the same thing with Christopher Lee. I mean, he's more or less known for playing a lot of villain roles in a lot of films. And I mean, another example of an actor that honestly, when you think about it, he should probably do more horror roles is Rami Malek. You know, he is the guy who played darn, I forgot the guy who was part of Queen, the lead singer. Oh yeah, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
played
yeah.
Freddie
He
Mercury.
played
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, he played literally a person that was like half of like the so-called villain character that was more or less an illusion in the game Until Dawn. He really can play he's really good at playing an unhinged crazy person. He's good at that. But being a person who's a little more restrained, like he was as Severin, that was like not one of his best. That was not one of his best roles personally. He just didn't really. He just played it. He kind of played a little too unsettling. Instead, I mean, but sometimes I like Bond villains that are a little more charismatic, or sometimes they can be a little more larger than life, and it makes you root for Bond to try to defeat him. I mean, we got a bit of a downgrade from a character like Silva in Skyfall. And Christoph Waltz, I think he was all right as Blofeld. He was all right. But still.
Yeah, and Julian Glover, again, he was a bad guy in For Your Eyes Only. But Peter Cushing, Peter Cushing even sat back and addressed it. It's like, he doing all the Hammer films, and he sat back and said, really, this is not something to my taste. But people like it. I have, people who appreciate my work in it, and I'll keep doing it. And so he kept on doing bad guy roles or Hammer films, even though, again, it was not his cup of tea. And you need more actors that way. Get over yourself. If you ever get a role, at least one role out there that you're remembered for, thank your lucky stars, because that's more than anybody else. Shatner will always be Captain Kirk to many people. Sometimes he's probably T.J. Hooker. Harrison Ford is either going to be Han Solo or Indiana Jones. Maybe even
or President James Marshall.
Yeah, get off my plane.
Get off my plane.
But the big factor comes to it is many people don't have, most of Hollywood doesn't have that ability to garner that. Just like the person that is able to be the eternal secondary character, the background, the sidekick type character. Clint Howard, one of them. I mean, he made more money than most Hollywood stars has by his little being basically a character actor in these films. It's like, okay, I just go and do a couple of days shooting, and I go back out to the golf course, and I have a big fat paycheck. Yeah, it's art, but you're also, you want to have a life, obviously be able to survive. And when you get these niches and they get that click, what you have, and just learn to enjoy it. Aren't you supposed to enjoy acting? Isn't it supposed to be a challenge? Well, acting something you don't necessarily like, there's your challenge. Not something that you're passionate to do. It's something that you're not necessarily passionate to do, and make it look like it's easy.
Yeah, and I mean, sorry.
I was just gonna mention, I forget his name, but the actor that played Vicini in Princess Bride had super bad anxiety doing acting all the time, and why he kept doing it, he can't even explain it to himself, and why he would take jobs and stuff like that. But he continued to do it, and people would cast him because of his acting and the way he would deliver his lines. And he was like, I don't know why they're casting me.
Wait, Carrie Ewells?
No, the one who played Vicini.
Oh, yeah, he's talking about Wally Shaw.
Yeah, yes, that's his name.
I don't know. I don't think I've barely seen The Princess Bride. I know.
Like,
I'm an uncultured swine. I get it.
But in all of his parts, he's kind of that similar character. He was on the Cosby Show years ago, and he was that similar kind of thing. And even in interviews, he's like, I can't believe I'm on this show. I don't know why they would want me on this show.
Yeah, he was the Grand Nagus in Deep Space Nine. He was Radio Days. One of my favorite Woody Allen films, Radio Days, where he was that that mighty deep voice of Avenger on the radio, and here's this little guy, which is part of the joke. It's like this little guy, you're imagining this 6'5", muscular, guy, and here it is, the Grand Negus, which was in by itself the joke, yeah.
And how dare Hollywood cast a type because they know he could pull it off or she could pull it off.
And in the case of certain actors who can go over a really good performance under layers of makeup, look at Doug Jones. He's had a very prolific career in acting.
Well, just like the movie we saw the other day, RoboCop, you had the old man, the guy who played the head of the executive, O'Hillary, or whatever his last name is. Look at the performance he did in Last Starfighter as Greg. He was underneath all that makeup, and he was still able to deliver such a wonderful role and emote that role. That takes acting. To be able to not show your eyes and act, that takes acting, because so many actors feel they have to rely on their eyes to express the part. Well, don't tell Carl Urban that. He did a great job in Dread. Look at the performance that Anthony Daniels did as C-3PO.
Or sometimes what you see with the actors when they're just dubbing the Sentai footage, when they're just dubbing the Ranger suit footage, you just hear the actors just dubbed. I know, like the actual Ranger actors, other than the scenes they actually shoot out of costume. You actually have to hear the emotion in their voices ADR recordings. You see it.
Well, even recording voices for animation, you still have to be able to emote.
Yes.
When I was going through for radio, my instructor sat back and said, if you're smiling on air, you're on the radio and you're smiling as you're doing the performance, the listener knows. He goes, whatever it is you're out there, have it for real. If you're sounding like you're a jovial and having a good time, you act that way. You just don't sit there, whatever. You bounce around if you need to, because they can tell if you're phoning it in, or if that's how you really are. And so that's the important thing. They can tell. Even they can tell when you're doing a voiceovers for a movie or video, and you sometimes see them in the booths as they're doing their lines, and they're jumping and hopping and pointing and making faces.
You want to see an example of someone who's just phoning it in? Yeah, look at Peter Dinklage in Destiny before he was replaced by Nolan North.
Gink, gink. I thought they just couldn't get the microphone that low. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Look, we need to get a Gatelord's head. We have to get into the Black Garden. That wizard came from the moon. It's like you can't make that. You seriously. Here's how I would make it. You can't make it work. It's hard to try to make that stuff work. It's hard. I mean, but even I know sometimes the dialogue, but if you can really try to make the dialogue work, you got to add a little bit more emotion to it. It's just, I mean, you could just say, as long as you can put out a lot of emotion and stuff, you can easily be a voice actor no matter what you do.
Well, look at Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Look what he did to Batman. I mean, when it comes around to it, if it wasn't a live screen Batman, he's the top one for everybody, or for most people.
Yep.
And that's even saying something. I mean, that Peter Weller played Batman. So, I mean, wow, that's a powerful statement.
Peter Cullen, he said in interviews when it came to the death scene in Optimus Prime, he made sure to do his absolute best, delivering the lines. Saying, I'm not going to do it like he does it in the movie, but saying, do not grieve. Soon, I will be one with the Matrix.
You have been and always shall be my friend.
No, wrong movie.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Wrong
I thought
movie.
he was passing things over to Rodimus. No, he did the mind meld with Rodimus Prime, and then he was in.
No. Ultra Magnus. It is to you, old friend. I shall pass the Matrix to you as it was passed to me. Even Robert Stack, he was good in that scene.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But Prime, I'm just a soldier. I'm not worthy, nor was I. But one day, an Autobot shall rise from our ranks and use the power of the Matrix to light our darkest hour. And then his chest opens up, he reveals the Matrix, goes to pass it along, and everybody who's seen the movie knows what happens.
Mhm.
A little
And,
foreshadowing.
and that's kind of a big thing. You have a powerful voice actor like Peter Cullen, and you have a powerful actor like Robert Stack. I mean, wow. Those two playing off of each other.
And even Frank Welker, who's also been a prolific actor, and Jim Cummings.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Yeah, I was going to say that too, Baron. It's out there. You listen to these actors, and the ones that have been doing it for years know exactly how to emote when they're portraying a character that's serious. Let's take a look at Gargoyles. Keith David, voicing Goliath. He knew when to be angry Goliath, but he also knew to be, strong and sincere and supportive Goliath. He knew how to emote that in his voice. And I think he would be a great voice actor for Optimus. I've always felt that way.
There we go. We got Mike's seal of approval. Hasbro, listen. He knows what he's talking about.
Not really, but that's just my view.
You all are mentioning something though that even when you're an on-camera talent, you have to. They deliver their lines. They figure out where to fluctuate them and where to draw them out and do all that stuff. So it's acting.
Yeah, I'm a thespian.
Oh, that's what Patrick Stewart. Let's face it, he is a thespian.
Yeah,
from the Royal Shakespeare Theater.
I love those first stories of TNG with him flipping out.
Oh yeah.
So
but you're not
so
taking serious.
You're acting like children.
Drops the N-bomb on Michael Dorn. It's like, oh jeez.
No, that wouldn't be wise.
Makes a comment about Marina Sirtis's breasts.
I don't know what Next Generation you were watching, Baron, but that wasn't the Next Generation I was watching.
That was behind the scenes. That was behind the scenes because he's having so much trouble with because it's like, you guys are not taking things serious. You're all goofing around.
Yeah, I have heard about that.
Yeah. And
I am looking forward to this show, though.
Yeah.
Rebel Moon. Oh, Barney Rubble Moon? Oh, cool. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Rebel Moon. Netflix bumps up release date for Zack Snyder movie. This was posted on December 7th on Superhero Hype. It's by Brandon Schur. It says Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. Let me get the link into the chat real quick. Almost forgot to do that. So let me refresh it so I get the link.
He's refreshing himself,
All right, so there it is on the YouTube side. Let's get it on the Rumble side. If anybody wants to join us on the panel, you're more than welcome to. Just please follow the guidelines.
Rumble. We love Rumblers. Come on over.
We're strike free so far, yeah.
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is coming to Netflix one day earlier than previously expected. Announced in a tweet from the official Netflix account, Snyder's Rebel Moon, also known as Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire, was originally supposed to hit Netflix on December 22nd, 2023. However, it will now begin streaming at 7 p.m. Pacific time on December 21st. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon. I don't know. Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon will get a special early release on Netflix at 7 p.m. Pacific time on December 21st. Let the countdown begin. That's what it said on their Twitter. Rebel Moon is also getting a limited theatrical release on December 15th prior to its Netflix debut. After crash landing on a moon in the furthest reaches of the excuse me of the universe, Cora Sophia Butella, a stranger with a mysterious past, begins a new life among a peaceful settlement of farmers. But she soon becomes their only hope for survival when the tyrannical regent Valerius Belisarius, sorry, whatever. Yeah, I can't pronounce certain things. I'll admit it.
We know.
Joffrey and his cruel emissary, Admiral Noble Ed Skiren, discover the farmers have unwittingly sold their crops to the Blood Axes, Cleopatra Coleman and Ray Fisher, leaders of a fierce group of insurgents hunted by the Mother World. The film's official synopsis reads: tasked with finding fighters who would risk their lives to defend the people of Velt, Cora, and Gunner Michael Husman are tender-hearted farmer, naive in the realities of war, journeying to different worlds in search of blood axes, and assemble a small band of warriors who share a common need for redemption along the way. Kai, Charlie Hunman, pilot and gun for hire, General Titus Digimon Hanoso. I probably butchered that, and I do apologize about it. A legendary commander, Nemesis, Juna Bay, Master Swordsman, Tarak Starsnir, captive with a regal past, and Milius E. Duffy, resistance fighter. Back on Vet, Jimmy voiced by Anthony Hopkins, an ancient mechanized protector hiding in the wings, awakens with a new purpose. It continues. But the newly formed revolutionaries must learn to trust each other and fight as one before the armies of the Mother World come to destroy them all. Directed by Snyder, Rebel Moons also stars Anthony Hopkins, Jenna Malone, Corey Stoll, and Carrie Ells.
I mean, the description makes it sound really interesting.
Yeah. Rebel Moon hits Netflix at 7 p.m. Pacific time on December 21st. The sequel, Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, is scheduled to release on April 19th, 2024. So very soon.
And very
When you
smart,
look at
very smart not having it so long. A boom boom type of situation.
I do have some interest in this, but can't say it's, on the top of my priority watch list.
I am intrigued. I have to say I am intrigued, and I might be tempted to watch it. I really do, because the premise sounds interesting, and I know that people out there, again, as we said earlier in the show, don't like Zack Snyder for his many little faux pas, you might say, and interactions with the people he makes these films for. But we can't deny he is a very talented director. People are still clamoring that they want to have the Snyderverse for DC, and that he was having a plan for something like that hopefully was going to be different than what Marvel's doing. Now we know they're going to go the way of Marvel.
Yeah.
James fucking Gunn. But again, it's always interesting to see them doing something that new. Something that's outside of that. So I hope people give it a chance. And I'm not saying that as a simp for Zack Snyder. I'm not. I could care less about him because I don't know him. But
no, but something that we've said here on Pop Talk is that if we see something good, we're going to praise him. If we see something and it's not very good, well, we're going to let them have it.
Yeah, I mean,
because we as fans are just as qualified as professional critics to let people know this is what I like, this is what I don't like, because we have our own preferences as to what we expect to see in a movie.
I'd say, and I'm not I'm not trying to sound egotistical or whatever about this. I think that we have more take on it than even the critics have, because it's this is a genre that many of us have fully immersed ourselves in, that we basically as a child sucked at the teat of, and then we went to the pablum Gerber of, and then grew up with as the more adult foods came across. This is in our blood. So we have a little bit more of an idea of how it should be, what risks they have. Again, not trying to sound egotistical, but that's the fact. So it's and I was just going to say, you were using Cosmic News Book News for a story before. I have to sit back and say, when did they start getting pretty good? I've been kind of impressed with some of their stories. Lately.
Yeah, lately they've been on a good run of having good stories. But
yeah, and I like that. I think I don't want to have to rely. Go on.
Whether it's them founding in the comics or anybody we read the articles from, if the article needs to be critiqued, we'll critique it.
Right.
And we have. We have.
I'm curious if I'm gonna watch this and say to myself, "Yeah, that's Star Wars. Yeah, that's Star Wars too."
Yeah, that's
or
what
if
I'm
this
worried
is
about.
really gonna be set apart since it didn't get that connection, So we'll see.
Yeah. And I do want to say hello to Leia Rose,
the president and sole member of the Phil McCracken fan club. What I'm hoping for is it's going to be like Star Wars in the sense of being like a space opera, like what influenced George Lucas. Stuff by E. Doc Smith and stuff. That's how I want this to be, like Star Wars. I don't want it to be Star Wars. So I want to have that action, that adventure, and maybe a little romance that you would see in those swashbuckling science fiction stories. That's why I'm hoping we see, because that's not a Star Wars. That is not a Star Wars roadmap. It's been space opera roadmap. So let's see how good he is for doing space opera.
Yeah, I agree. But wasn't because he really wanted to do Star Wars? This is that story, right? I mean, this is that director, correct? Like Zach wanted to do.
Yeah, Zack Snyder did want to do a Star Wars movie.
So
and
this is kind of his retaliation. So
I mean,
maybe not even so much with the characters and stuff, but I'm even curious to see how it's shot and like it's things like that, and go, oh, this is very, which if it is like it, I'm sure it's not going to be exactly like it for sure, but we'll see those little hints and stuff and go, oh, I like this.
Well, yeah, I mean, let's hope he takes to this like George Lucas did when he was told, no, you can't do Flash Gordon.
Yeah, that's how Star Wars came about.
Right. And, obviously Star Wars has a flair of the Flash Gordon in it, but it also has a flair of a lot of other things. So let's hope this is, Zach, you have an opportunity here to just go nuts now. You don't have to be constrained by, what Star Wars is, the studio expecting it. And this is your own, you can be your own Bob Ross here. Paint happy little mutants in the corner, and
make sure you put that happy little tree with the happy little cloud in there too.
Yeah, and the happy little troll looking like Phil down over there. I mean, that's just it. This is your chance to really to shine. Maybe you can out Star Wars, and you know what? I hope so. I hope so, because of what we've been getting there. Let's hope that this is part of that revolution of kicking the door down and bringing in what we've been wanting.
I mean, it goes along the line with Pop Talk, especially in the last few months, where we've been trying to find even more positive stories to talk about, more things to say, hey, check this out.
Right.
Because how many of us have watched other channels and everybody's talking about the same negative topic in entertainment? And it's like, well, why do I need to cover this if everyone else and their uncle is covering it?
Yeah, I mean, look how we're praising Dark Tide. I mean, I didn't know how I was going to take Dark Tide, but it's like going in there. It's like, whoa, take Vermintide too, and give it a ton of adrenaline, and here we go, man. Whoa,
Mhm.
You know, even more intense than Vermintide.
Yeah,
No,
you guys
And
said
I've
that's
I've got a hot take. I like Darktide more than I like Vermintide too.
Same here. Doesn't mean I
Now-
don't like Vermintide too, but
that game is a Warhammer game.
yeah,
Yeah,
Warhammer
of
40K.
course,
Mhm.
man.
I guess I don't know enough about this world then, because the only one I ever played was on was it Xbox or
Which one was
PlayStation
it?
2, but it was the third person view. It was a story driven one, and you were
Space
like
Marine?
the knight. Yeah, Space Marine.
Oh yeah,
that's
Space
a
Marine,
fun
another
game.
great game.
That's all I really know.
That's all
other
right,
than
man.
a
That's
few
a fun
things
game,
here and
dude.
there. But what you guys are playing, I'm like, this is the same world.
Yeah, because hey, you think Star Wars is nuts by having the lore? 40K says, "Oh, here, hold my beer."
Hold my beer. There's like over 40 books of lore or something like
Oh
that.
yeah, I
though.
knew it was a big
Something like
thing,
that,
and that's
right?
kind of why I never really invested. Because isn't it like a Dungeons and Dragons-y kind of game too, with the figures and whatnot?
Well, it's tabletop.
Yeah.
Tabletop,
It's
yeah,
not
that's
quite-
what I mean.
started
Yeah,
as
it's not quite.
tabletop,
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, it's not like D&D
Dungeons
in
and
that
Dragons,
sense.
you actually build a story, but this is a game. Like they
Right.
have the Star Wars games and all those kind of things.
Right. And yeah, they do
But
have to set up a story, but in the sense of this is the scenario. We're going to like Napoleonic Warfare. We're going to redo Waterloo. Well, they have a
Yeah.
fictional situation in the Warhammer game, and you get to play that out if you want.
Oh,
Yeah, this is no dungeon master in this game.
No,
Hey, you know what, Baron? You
Hmm.
say that Warhammer looks at Star Wars and says, "Hold my beer." It's not just a can of beer; it's a whole keg of beer.
Yeah,
it's a big ass.
No, it's the whole fucking brewery. That's what it is.
All right.
Now then you'd be saying, "Hold all this Bud Light we don't want."
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is there's little things in there that if Space Marines don't excite you or whatever. Well, Dark Tide isn't about Space Marines at all. It's about the regular human beings.
Yeah, I kind of miss the swords with the chainsaws on them, though.
Well, they have it in there.
Oh, okay, I gotta watch more.
You got to work your way up. You got to work your way up, though. Eventually, you will be able to get the chain swords. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Space Marines use those. The Sister of Battles use that. Even the regular army people can use that.
Playing Gears of War, I was like, oh yeah, I like that sword.
Oh yeah. Oh, so do I. Everyone loves a chain sword.
It's awesome. But yeah, I enjoyed that game a lot. So you guys playing this version, I'm learning like all different stuff. So it's interesting.
Yeah. We should do a video about the Warhammer universe sometime.
Okay, we can.
Yeah. You Booligan.
Hi, Leia.
All right.
And Leia says hello to the Padawannabe.
Yay.
Mhm.
Happy holidays.
And we do have our last story for this edition of PACIFIC414 Pop. Excuse me.
Oh, there he goes again, folks.
Well, it's
it's a hard
stupid
one to
weather.
follow. I know.
It's a stupid weather, man.
Well, then, if this is the case, then after Rebirth comes out, it would be next year on PS5. Then the year after that in spring or whatever should be the PC version or something. Maybe it'll come out at the same time this time. I don't know.
Hey, Cash, don't read the story. Come on, quit getting ahead of ourselves.
I'm just adding to it.
You
go away, Baron. You go away.
How can you add to something we haven't even started?
There we go. There we go.
Hi. How is it?
No. No, you did it wrong. You did it wrong. You did it wrong. See, that's how you do it. That's how you do it.
That was fun, but no. Anyways, go ahead.
All right. This article comes from WCCF Tech. It says Final Fantasy 16 PC version is likely going to require an SSD. All DLC may be included. It's not a for sure thing. It says may. This is by Francisco De Mayo. It was posted on Friday. It says the PC version of Final Fantasy 16 may require an SSD. Producer Naoki Yoshida suggested in a new interview. Speaking with the Japanese magazine Famitsu regarding the newly announced DLC, Yoshida-san talked about the PC version of the game and the system requirements, which will be announced in due time. Despite not talking about them, Yoshida, excuse me, I hate this. Yoshida-san recommended players get an SSD as Final Fantasy 16 is a game where loading speed is critical and optimizations may not be enough to overcome a hardware barrier. Both DLC expansions may also be included in the PC release, suggesting it will be released at the same time as the second expansion, which is scheduled for a spring 2024 release. So it could be released between, March and June if you want to
I'm
use that window.
I'm a dullard. I've been trying to think about what it is. What's a SSD?
Solid state drive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're nice.
Yes, they are.
Yes, they are.
Is that a new thing, or is that just something that changed?
They've been out for a few years now.
Yeah, they're just coming down in price, so they're coming more affordable.
Well, I mean, was it something that they invented new, or was it just some kind of adaptation of some other?
It's basically a hard drive without all the gears.
Oh,
right.
It's
It's
like
like
a hard
a,
drive.
That's
has.
what. That's
yeah,
what I was
a
trying to
super
figure out.
SSD, a super SSD, or those USB.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if that's more a good analogy or not, but it's like those USBs, but it's super and more reliable.
Well, it makes sense even if I go to the point you're like, well, if you want to run fast Ethernet, you don't get Cat 4. So it just, you want to have the fastest, most reliable, most capable. So this is just something, it's I understand what it is now.
He's sounding like he's a commercial now. You want the
He
fastest,
is a
most reliable
commercial,
internet.
man.
I know. Yeah.
He is.
You
And
want,
I believe Padawannabe might be a
you want-
used car
you
salesman.
no,
I
what
don't
is
see
you want
any of that ad
Padawannanet.
money.
Yeah, you need to subscribe to Padawannanet, and you have the fastest,
Wananet,
most
that
reliable.
sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah, Padawannanet. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Padawannanet instead of PC-Matic, you got Padawannanet. Yeah.
And hello to Laserhawk Darren.
Oh, hey, Blazer.
Hello,
I'm
Blazer.
alive. Still crazy, but
Padawannanet,
alive.
copyright pending.
Having been developed for PlayStation 5, which comes with an M.2 SSD, it's not surprising to learn that the PC version of Final Fantasy 16 may require it. Sorry, I hate this. I'm sorry. May require an SSD. More and more games have been leaving old mechanical drives behind, so it definitely seems like the time when most major releases will require a solid state drive is inching closer and closer. Final Fantasy 16 is now available on PlayStation 5. A release date for the PC version has yet to be officially confirmed. You know what? I mean, this user says that people are insane if they haven't been using an SSD for the last decade, but considering how much they were when they first came out and how much some still are, not everybody can afford an SSD.
No.
I can't afford any of these new consoles or even a PC as much as I would want to. I'm telling you, PC is probably going to be the way to go, even if these newer games require it. But I'd rather just play the older stuff at this point.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. I mean, thankfully, we are getting some good new games coming out. Thankfully, but of course, there's
To
still
me,
a
it
lot of
just
crap out
makes
there.
sense if you have a computer and you already use it for tasks or many things. Why not make it play games too?
Well, I mean, people have already been doing that for years. I know, but still, especially with this whole economy and whatnot. Yeah, the whole thing is even just like a lot of stuff. I mean, like several years ago, before everything happened, you could probably build a decent PC for at least the price of a console.
Yeah.
But now it's like I think I should honestly, in hindsight, I think I should have just went to PC a long time ago.
I mean, I prefer PC because I'm just old. That's how I've always played games, is on a PC, because before a lot of these consoles. That's what I'm most comfortable with. But that was also the big mistake that good old Steve Jobs had when he brought out the Macintosh. He brought it out and he purposely pushed the game developers away because he wanted the Macintosh to be a business computer, not one of these, let's go out and have fun type computers. Even though when it came around to graphics, it outdid the PC. So we didn't get a lot of games on the Macintosh. And what happens then? Well, you can't do, just like you were saying, like Battle Wannabe was saying. Well, I use this computer, work. Now it's time to pull off Steam. I just turn around and play the game on my computer. So, even geniuses get it wrong. And that was his big mistake. I think if he would have let games on the Macintosh back in the day and welcomed them in, we might be singing a different tune to a computer war. I mean, as people sit back and have the PlayStation Xbox war, it would truly be the Macintosh PC war on what do we get for our gaming.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's ironic now because I'm hearing that both Sony and Microsoft are going to be leaving the game industry.
Now that we're on this, I can't remember all the articles. I don't think it was covered today, but I don't know if it was covered before. But hearing about Netflix getting games.
Yeah, that's been going on for a while. Even at the Game Awards, there were some Netflix announced games, and I'm just unsure about it at this point.
Well, it's like
it hasn't proven itself yet, and
same thing with all this.
I'm really curious about, because I saw the article about it getting the Grand Theft Auto trilogy, so I was like, oh well, I'll give it a shot. We'll see.
But also, it's the same thing with streaming games too. Like the technology, look, the internet infrastructure is still not even there yet. I mean, there are very limited places where people have fiber optic internet. But even then, I feel like when fiber optic becomes the full standard now, or even with whatever Elon's doing with his Starlink thing, like stuff is gonna be spotted at best, and who knows if the people are gonna throttle you or not.
Well, I just got 5G on my hill like last year. I drive a mile away, my phone goes to 5G. I drive up my hill and I lose it. I go to 4G.
Yeah,
and it's not a big hill.
Right now, there is no fiber optic cable in my immediate area.
Yeah, I don't have any of that either.
Yeah, one of these days, Mayberry will get it, Mike. Trust me. One of these days, Mayberry will get it.
I think they just started laying down fiber optic cables in my area, but I don't know how much. I think the only person that's probably making it something that's probably going to utilize it is probably this thing that's not really Comcast. Is one called locally called Frontier Internet, I think.
Oh yeah, FrontierNet.
Yeah, I figured they were unreliable. I figured.
I never used them or whatever. I don't know if they're even here, but I haven't heard good things about that. Just like CenturyLink. Yeah, you heard me, CenturyLink. You suck.
Oh, just like Spectrum. But in some cases, some people don't really have multiple internet companies they can go with. They only have maybe one or two. In this area, it's either Spectrum or CenturyLink.
And yeah, I can have CenturyLink here, or I can have Xfinity. Well, I have Xfinity, and they've been pretty good to me. So,
and I don't understand. I mean, there's a dang Verizon. Big Verizon store to open up about a few months ago here in my town, and yet they don't. And I don't even think they offer FiOS. I doubt they do.
I don't know. All I know is when I worked for that's code word. That's code word, everybody. We offered internet, but they didn't have internet in this area yet, and I think they're slowly worming in. So you know who they? So people are thinking, "Oh, we're going to come in and get internet." It's like, no, we partnered with CenturyLink. Oh, really? So you like to suck?
We gotta suck good.
Yeah. Well, the old man's got CenturyLink. Yeah, the old man's got CenturyLink, and it's like, oh my god, when I have to help him out over there, it's like, yeah, it drops in and out. You know, look at the there. It's like, oh, yep, now I'm seeing all red on there. Oh, now it's gone to green. Okay, quick. Oh, now it's gone to red. Wait.
Well, I mean, wasn't we all know Whoopa? Wasn't he dealing with some similar internet things at the beginning too?
Spectrum internet in his area.
Like it was working, and then it wasn't. Like to the point where he couldn't even do anything. Had to change everything.
Now, last night I had some problems, but I think the problem was more on my side because I have those little, it's not the dots, but they're like dots through Tag Cottage. I think I might have been on the wrong one that was a little bit too far away. And that was affecting my gameplay. But that was me. That wasn't Xfinity. So, hey, I'm not going to be so quick to say, hey, you guys suck. Well, it's your fault. You still suck.
It should work perfect 40 feet away.
Yeah, exactly. And my place is long. It's so it's like, okay, that's on the other end of the house where the living room is with the TV. I need to, so I put the one dot in the bedroom, which is the closest to the den/office. So that's
I can only get Wi-Fi out where I'm at like early morning and late night, and then it's still shoddy. But I'm running a 75-foot Ethernet cord, so
yeah.
How much that affects it, I don't know.
Well, you don't want to do that because I have cats that like to chew cables. Our A cat, where are you, little girl? Yeah, she took out my monitor video cables to the computer. And it's like, you little.
Thanks again, Mike, for having us on. Always love these.
Not a problem.
Are you leaving us, Mr. Padawan?
Well,
not yet.
We're about to wrap up anyway. And...
Oh, we are?
But I appreciate anybody who comes on. And like I said earlier, I know people don't like the new guidelines. But because of things that have happened, it left me no choice.
Yeah.
So when are you guys watching the Star Wars Holiday Special?
Oh, I got to sit down and watch it. That's what I,
No, unless you intend to torture yourself, don't watch it.
No,
I watch it.
In case you haven't heard me enough.
How about no?
Oh, come on. Hey. If you put it this way, what's the difference between the Star Wars Holiday Special and The Last Jedi? I'll actually go back and watch the Holiday Special.
Well, good for you, Baron, because I won't.
Oh, come on. This
party pooper.
Giggles. Yeah, you're a party.
It has lasers.
Yeah, you know what I want? Yeah, it's got Diana Carroll or whatever. You got what is the other one? Which other
Grandpa and Lumpy said?
Yeah, I got Grandpa. And you know what? I think the boys from Riff, Mike and the boys at Riff Tracks, they did a Riff Tracks to it. So that's got to be worth it right there to watch.
Well. And heck, Disney doesn't care about it, so we could show it on screen if we decide to do a rift of it.
Yeah.
The only part that causes the problem is the Boba Fett animation.
Right.
Everything else is fine.
Yeah. And you know what we do at that part? If we decided to do a live watch party, a mystery science theater 3000, not even Rumble. When it gets to the Boba Fett cartoon, take it away, and then when it's over, put it back up. But have the link there for people to watch.
What you need to do is, we're going to do that. You're going to have to make have some sort of little cutout over it to show you, me, and Cash, like drilling the bots.
We'll think about it. I was talking with Cash yesterday about something that I'm thinking about doing with Pop Talk.
That's what I get for missing meetings. I was too busy curled up in a fetal position.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
Yeah, I know. I'm not. I'm just saying that's what I get for missing meetings, just like in Star Trek.
You were a cocoon for a while, like the Lynn. Is that what happened,
I was,
Baron?
yeah, something like that. I was curled up, sucking my thumb. Yeah. Did I tell everybody I'm crazy? Yeah, I'm crazy.
You're with us. Of course you're crazy.
I'm also happy to see that the Mario movie's coming for streaming.
Yep.
I enjoyed that. I like that movie a lot. I'm glad to see it's out before the holidays and all that good stuff.
Mamma mia.
That. I'll probably watch it a few times.
But isn't that a racially insensitive movie?
It's a fun movie.
Everybody has already made me racially insensitive, so it's right up my alley right now. So,
So at this time, I would like everybody to start promoting themselves, starting with Jet Sparks.
Hey, Jet Sparks. There he is.
Yeah. So I know. Sorry. You can find me at. Hang on. Let me change that.
He was sleeping, folks. I don't blame him either.
Yeah, Baron. Your voice is like a lullaby.
Well, Cash falls asleep all the time, so I figure keep it.
I'm here, you ghoul.
Oh, he's woke up.
Yeah.
He woke up. Oh, okay.
Yeah. You can find me at JetSparks373. I'm currently on hiatus in terms of doing content for myself, but you can see me on my friend Bear64's channel. We do this new podcast called The Gaming Den, and we're just having a lot of fun talking about gaming. And I've also played several games with him. I'm also, you can see him and our mutual moderator Killzone kicking the crap out of me in Smash Bros. Stepping in a Smash Bros. Video called Step into the Ring every Saturday or Sunday night. So always have fun and take a look and see that. Let me just copy that and put the link to his
I'm putting
channel.
your link tree.
My link tree, and here's and this is just check out anyone who's watching. Check out Bear's channel.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
Gate 3.
I'm so very sorry.
I know you couldn't resist, Baron. I know you couldn't.
Game of the century. Game of the century. Game of the millennia.
Yeah, but another thing about the Gaming Den, we're always looking to have guests on the Gaming Den. No matter who you are, just shoot us up. Just shoot us up on Discord. That's how we're doing it.
I am lowly Xbox.
So yeah.
Xbox One, is that it?
Yeah, I really feel like I'm on the bottom right now of the gaming industry.
Yeah, I know. Personally, I don't even care. I don't really care about anything moving forward. Heck, we did talk about the Game Awards a little bit, but I know we were having difficulties with the stream trying to watch it and do our live reactions at the same time. But it was, the Game Awards was a pretty lame duck this year, personally. The only game I've actually been looking forward to play wasn't even mentioned at the Game Awards. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. Except maybe, they know they did announce all the Sega titles, though. Yeah.
That was really the only thing that got me excited were the Sega titles.
Well, it's hard to get excited about just trailers, and when people are like, that trailer looks good for Blade and stuff, it's like, no, but I would be more excited if they actually show some gameplay. And some of that stuff showed gameplay. The Japanese RPG games, there was actually gameplay shown, and I'm like, oh, okay, some of these look cool.
And the only other thing that actually was interesting in the Game Awards was, again, the flute guy. The dude with the Spanish dude with the fro who was doing all those playing all those different flutes. Yeah, that man really, he was into it the whole time. You got to commend him. No, I forgot the guy's name. I forgot the guy's name, but yeah, he's that dude who's always playing the flute whenever they announced like the Game Awards last year, or when they did like those orchestras of all the nominees. That guy,
Zamfir and his pan flute. Oh, I thought he was dead.
No. Never mind, Bear. Never mind.
Nobody knows my references. I'm old.
You go back in your cage, old man.
Okay, whatever you got,
Yeah, sure, Baron. Yeah, sure, Baron. Let's get you to bed now.
That's milk. Gotta get my warm milk and cookies.
No.
No.
No, you get no cookies, dude. Sorry.
You get nothing.
You're going to bed and you're going to like it.
You lose, Baron. You lose.
Good day, sir.
Wow. Okay. I got schooled.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
And what
And we
about
found
you,
out.
Pat Wannabe?
Well, we found out he's a bottom. He said right here on the air. As an Xbox guy, he's a bottom.
I'm a bottom Xbox guy. Lowly. Well, it's starting to come up.
Hey, relax, Pat. I want to be. I'm a filthy console peasant who's still stuck on the last gen. So you got nothing to worry about.
The new year's coming up, and that was my deadline. So I'll definitely start then for sure. Although I did get a Christmas tree the other day for my shed. So I may do some shorts and figure out how that works because I have no idea. Can you record them before you post them, or do they just go
you
straight
have
to
to
it?
record
Okay.
it before you post them.
Oh, do you? Okay. I didn't know how that worked, and I didn't want to jump into it. But there was some ornaments and things that I wanted to show off last year that we didn't get to because it got so late. And this year, we're foregoing the Christmas tree because we are doing a lot of rearranging in the house. So we decorated the house, and I got a tree for my shed. So I'll put up some ornaments. I got Star Wars, and I got a nice old school glass ornament of Batman and stuff like that. So I'm
nice.
eager to get some of that stuff up and at least get this YouTube thing rolling and understand what I'm supposed to do and how I'm supposed to do it and stuff like that.
Oh, don't worry. We don't know what we're doing either. So
Speak for yourself, Baron.
I'm thinking for all of us, Cash. But
Cash with all those streams, he really shows us how to do it, doesn't he?
Yeah, I know. But so you have your tree in the she shed. Okay, cool.
I will. No, it's my he shed. I'm taking the term back.
The he shed, He-Man shed, the He-Man Woman Eaters Club.
Well, yeah, we that Dark Tide stream seemed to go well. Padawannabe. I was just I was worried about the if anybody was lagging or anything. You want to make sure even gaming streams that things go well.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I hear you guys when you're talking, making sure everybody's up. And for the most part, it seems clean. There is a couple times like overmodulation and stuff like that, some laggy game speak, but I don't know if that's we all running the computers at the same time, so I can't believe it's going to be perfect.
No,
so.
It's not gonna, it probably
it comes through on my weak laptop, and I don't have problems with it because there are other channels I go to, and no matter what I do, I still get a buffering every 15 seconds or whatever during their gameplay. And I'm not getting that with any of you guys.
Well, we work on that. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, in serious, if you were watching that and you were hearing the garble, that was me. And again, like I said, that I'm putting the fault squarely on me because I had the wrong router.
Yes, because right there was, I think there were a few times with Baron that he did robot.
Yeah, it was later in the stream.
If that's what you heard,
he was roboting, and there were times where you were speaking fast. It's like, what did you just say?
Yep.
It's like it was catching up because every once in a while, when it's storming outside, I'll experience that with a stream where it kind of slows down and then it speeds up for some reason. I'm like, I don't have any idea what's happening.
I don't either.
Oh, bye, Jet Sparks.
See you later, Jet Sparks. Thanks for
But
being
yeah,
here.
I'll definitely be starting soon.
Okay,
so
great.
Hopefully I won't have too many walls to overcome. We'll see. And I thank you for my subscribers that I do have. A lot of you are content creators, and I appreciate the support already. So thanks.
That's what I try to do. I try to support as many channels as I can. I may not be able to watch all the live streams at the time that they're live or watch the videos when they're first posted, but I do try to get around to it. Sometimes I fail more than I succeed. I'll be honest with that. But I do try to
No.
watch as many of the folks that I'm subscribed to as I
It's
can.
tough. It's tough.
It is. We got a big community. We got a lot of friends, and that's good.
Mhm.
Yep.
And Cash, what is coming up on the Phantom Hooligans?
Oh, the hooligans. Let's see. What's coming up? Okay, so I've got Rift Apart that will be starting again soon. Next week, we'll be playing more Dark Tide, so that'll be fun.
Yay!
Before that, I'm either going to upload some videos of either gameplay or something else. I'm certain live streams. What I'm going to do is, because I have the Rumble channel and the YouTube channel, certain stuff like Nintendo, because they are now sticklers again. They seem to have a stick up their ass about streaming rules.
You don't
I'm going to
say.
try that. Yeah, I know, right? I'm going to, at least a few. I'm going to try those streams on Rumble. So all Nintendo content will probably be on my Rumble channel. And then the other content will be either on YouTube or Rumble. But I still want to go back, and I'm thinking of even deleting my save of Dishonored and just starting the whole game over again on stream. I'm thinking about doing that next week.
Okay.
And you know what happens when he starts playing, certain companies' games on his streams? He gets this message from the game creators.
Do you see what happens, Larry, when you fuck a stranger in the ass?
It does happen.
Yeah.
Streaming our game.
but-
We've told people you can't stream our game here.
At least he's clear with the point he's trying to make.
Yeah.
You have to be clear though about this stuff. Like, I don't think you should get on any stream and act like you're fake or something because you want to get clicks or whatever. I think that's just silly. People do that too, obviously, but
Yep, people do.
being genuine is fine.
Hey, it's been working for me. What are you talking about?
Yeah. Baron, all you need to do is show your animals and stuff, and I'm sure you'll get free clicks, dude. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, my menagerie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Mouse back on the screen. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yep. My mouse is like, Baron, I am disappointed
my
in you.
time.
I haven't
Yeah.
been on a stream in quite some time. Where's my time
Yeah.
in the spotlight, Baron?
Actually, I have no idea where he is right now. I'm
I'm
surprised.
sorry. So very sorry.
I'm so very sorry. Mr. Wolf, I'm so
That's-
sorry. I
that's-
dropped the N-word on you, Mr. Wolf.
That was season 3 of Picard. I'm sorry. And then they come back and they said, "Oh, you were right, Captain Picard."
3?
And then he should have said, "Yeah, season 3 of Picard." Yeah.
No, it was the whole series of
Well,
Picard.
as I said, that's the only season I watch all of. So
It was the
why I said
magical
season 3.
apology tour. That's what it was.
Hey, man, And then they come back and they said, "Oh, I was wrong." I don't know how many times they said that. It was crazy. I was like, "What?"
Cash, I'm sorry. Finn,
So very
I'm
sorry.
You guys spoiled
Padawannabe, I'm sorry.
We're not really spoiling anything, Padawannabe. So
Not really. I mean, if people like Picard, people like Picard. I
That's
just didn't enjoy it.
Me either.
I can't deny when we saw her in her full glory again in the bridge. It did kind of tug at my heart a little bit when it seen the Enterprise D.
Oh
But
yeah.
again,
Uh-huh.
but again, it was kind of going, well, this is just a super member berry here, but damn, it looks good.
Yeah, it still looked good. The lighting was a little off, in my opinion, but
Yeah.
Yep. The set lighting was off.
Yeah.
The panels to the left and right of the bridge as they're going down the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
And the lights that are above those panels, they were yellow instead of blue like they were through all 7 seasons and generations.
Mm-hmm. But it gets forgiven for that. It still was like, wow,
I know
it's
that's
nice seeing the old lady. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's nitpicking, but I have to sit back and say, yeah, that did tug my heart a little bit when I saw her. I didn't want to because of my, being how my stance is about it, but it was nice seeing the old lady back.
Yeah, and
never
then
gotten rid of her.
What took me away from it was when they had the D, and this is a spoiler, folks. They They had the D acting like the Millennium Falcon when it was going through
God.
the trench run on the second Death Star.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, that was like, oh, you got to be frigging kidding me.
That was just
yeah. I'm just talking about the initial walking on board the bridge and seeing
yeah.
And then afterwards, doing that, it's like, okay, yeah.
And I'll admit, when they used the voice clips of Major Barrett as the main computer, that did tug at my heart.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool.
And see, that is the member berries that we do need to have, not all these other little things left and right where you're basing everything off of it. This is kind of like the icing on a cake type of thing. Surprise! It's like, whoa, the Enterprise is back. I mean, it's a good tool for that, but again, it was just all part of the member berry tour, which takes away from it.
Yes,
it was still nice.
Member berries. Yes,
I want to see the D back in action.
Yeah, that'd be nice, but it's got to be done properly. It's got to act like how that particular class of ship would act in a battle.
Right.
That ship wasn't like the Defiant, where it can maneuver on a whim, on a dime.
Right.
So, Baron, what is coming up on Norman Tag's Fandom Legacy?
I'll wait until Wednesday to answer that and see how things are going.
Okay.
See if I'm in the movie hatch or not between now.
All right.
Have I mentioned I'm crazy? Okay, done.
All right.
I'm not holding it against you. We're all a little crazy after all. I'm a Cub fan.
Yeah.
So.
Maybe I'm even more of a joker crazy. Yes. Sorry.
Cash. Get as far away from Baron as possible when he does
he's
his
losing
Joker voice.
it, dude. We gotta do what Peter did with Vern. Hey, Vern, how you doing, Vern? Get the gun.
I can't help it. I was playing Arkham Asylum the other day, so it's like the
Very
Joker's in there.
Really good, very good film game.
Hello, bats.
Yeah. I still need to finish Arkham Knight.
I started playing that again too, Baron, but god darn it, if that opening scene just gets to me. It's so long. The whole walk into the asylum. Just so long.
Yeah, I know. It's like, come on. I understand you're building it up. But
I have no problems with it.
Oh, I mean, it wasn't, it's
it's good. It's just
it's good. Yeah, it's like,
let me do something.
Yeah.
If you guys want long, just wait for the what is it, the Grand Theft Auto 5 online on PC. Yeah, however, whatever PC you have, it takes like over a minute.
I haven't
get
tried
into online
yet.
It's crazy.
I have it for Xbox, but I haven't tried it yet. I did when
I'm
it
still
first came out, and I kept trying to do the convenience store, rob so many and get the achievement, and I couldn't even get 2 or 3 in. Somebody would just come by and rocket launch the thing I'm doing. It's like, well, I'm dead now. Restart.
I'm still having trouble getting on GTA 5 online. It's pissing me off.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
We'll work on that later, I guess.
But hey, but this just in. Someone made a comment about the upcoming GTA 4, whenever that might come out. They didn't realize that the target.
You mean
GTA
6?
Yeah,
whenever.
6. I mean, yeah, the newest one. Yeah, whenever it comes out. We don't know yet because they're pushing the date. But it's a game hitting for their demographics, feminists.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
That's what someone said about it after seeing the trailer and all that. It's like, okay,
I think it's
failure.
I think it's possible. Once again, if that game goes politically correct and they start throwing in some other stuff and they change the character and other things, I don't know. We don't know yet. A lot of people are like, but it broke the internet. It broke the internet. So
everything
cares?
breaks the internet now.
It's just right. It's just a trailer. Like, let's get some gameplay.
Right. I mean, anybody's going to be interested in the trailer because people want to know. There's a big enough title. It's like, well, what's it about? What's it about? Of course, you're going to break the internet with that. There's interest. Now comes the other part. What's it going to be like when it's actually the game?
Exactly.
I get very much a Bonnie and Clyde vibe from the trailer.
Yes. from the
So
trailer.
I'm curious right away about the story because it's like we always saw them build up their reputation, and it seems like these ones already have one kind of. So I'm interested to see how the story will be. But
Yeah.
to be honest, I'm not even going to be able to play this stupid thing because I don't have a high enough grade system.
Well, it'll be on console first, so before
It won't be
PC.
on the one. I haven't even been able to play the new Fallen Order Survivor because I don't.
On what? Don't you have a PS5 or something?
I have a Xbox One XS that isn't
Oh,
even
you got the
available
XS.
anymore.
You don't have
yeah.
the Series X. Okay.
No, like right when I did that, like within the year, they discontinued that particular model I had. And I got it with Jedi Fallen Order. And then they came out with the X systems and they just made like my new system digital.
Well,
but
when
it's
you
the
get
upgrade.
I would go with the X, I guess, or go with the PS5 if you want to just stick with those third-party games on console.
That's why I'm just thinking I might as well just eventually we're gonna have to invest in a home computer anyway, and I'll just do that
Or
make
do
it
that.
capable enough.
Yeah.
I don't need it to be super good like all these
No, just
the
good
really
enough.
big games that are coming out now. I don't need to play Starfield and a lot of those games that require really powerful stuff. It's like I just need something that works for 80% of the stuff out there. But I'm already falling behind. It's like the last 2 years.
Doesn't
it's like
matter
there's
if you fall behind, man.
there's a lot of
No.
games on X Pass that I can't even play because they're made for the new systems, and it's like, quit doing that.
Hey, I
And
fell
with-
behind for 20 years, so
And especially with Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, it's like I really feel like I have to push through the game now. And I'm finding though, because I got the game when it came out, so it was on the 360 when I got it, and the I bought it again when it came out. Well, when it was on sale last year or the year before, and it came with GTA 5 and GTA 5 Online, and it's a different game. They have different twists in the story. Like I noticed there was dispensaries in this one. I was like, I don't remember those in the other one. You know, and it's like, and some of the missions are tweaked just a tad. It's very different. I mean, not very different, but from what because I played through the whole game. Granted, it was years ago, but playing it all these years later, it's like, oh, this is a different game. They didn't just recreate it because I've heard the GTA 5 Online is a very different experience now.
Yeah.
than it was when it came out.
Yeah, it
very much
is,
so.
man. Once they added heists and stuff, the game became a lot of fun. It's just the hacking nonsense that I don't know. Maybe it's better on console. I'm not sure.
See, and I just haven't jumped into it because when I played it before, it was more sandboxy, and now it's like, oh well, it seems like there's so many people doing stuff that they can't really waste their time just running around causing mayhem. But I don't know.
Hey, Mike, I got an idea. What we should do is we should have a telethon. We have a telethon for getting Padawan to be a new gaming computer to use around the house. You know, we can call it for Pacific's Kids, and
but there is no such organization, Aaron.
We can start it. We can start it. We should do that, man. And we can do that for all the people that need to have a new system. It's like
that's
like Jerry's Kids. It's going to be Pacific Kids.
Well,
or the one that Epic Man did.
Oh goodness.
But as far as what's coming up on Pacific 414, there won't be anything tomorrow. And on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be playing Final Fantasy VII Reunion, which is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I played Remake. Now it's time to go to Reunion, even though that happens before Remake. You know, I'm kind of doing it in reverse order, just like I did with the latest Tomb Raider games. But
That's true because you started with Shadow of the Tomb Raider, right?
But I will be playing that on Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, it'll be PACIFIC414 Pop Talk. It'll be the 2023 wrap up in pop culture and entertainment, where we're going to discuss the good, the bad, the ugly in entertainment for this past year. And it'll also feature returning guests who were invited to special editions of Pop Talk that we either talked about one particular topic on a panel or they were the featured guest for that edition of Pop Talk. So some of those guests will be coming back. Some aren't able to make it. That's cool. That's cool. But I also have everybody who was a part of Pop Talk for those special guest editions of Pop Talk and even the special guest panel topic ones already in the credits. So you're in the credits along with Baron, Cash, and myself. Because I really do appreciate folks taking their time to join us as our special guest, whether it's, them with Baron, Cash, and I, or, Baron, Cash, and I, and a couple of other people on a panel talking about one particular TV show or one particular movie. Whatever it's been, I do appreciate it. And I want you all to know it. And I do appreciate everybody's support of this channel, whether you're able to watch us live or you're able to watch us, whenever you have the time. I do appreciate it. And I also appreciate it when you do watch gaming streams that are coming up, like Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, or on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It'll be more RoboCop. I do appreciate that. I want you all to know that. Because you guys are what help motivate me. Yes, I can motivate myself, but whenever you guys show up and show support and hop on, the chat and say something or even just leave a like, that helps. So I do appreciate it. And I do appreciate it when I have folks who stop by today, like Real Wade Gaming Clips. Thank you, Wade, for stopping by. And also, we had Asylum TV join us on the panel for a little while. So thank you, Asylum TV, for joining us. It was good to see Late Night with Cap. Good to see you, Cap. Padawannabe, thank you for joining us. And also, Padawannabe, and for any members who are out there, Lester and DJ and Baron, we will be having a member stream this Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern. And as I've said before, the member streams are not like Pop Talk. You guys lead the conversation. It's all for you. It's your show. So whatever you want to talk about, we talk about. And if you haven't become a member, why not consider becoming a member for PACIFIC414? Where once a month we do have those exclusive member streams where you guide the conversation, and it's only $4.99 per month. So $5.
You get a special decoder ring and a spatula.
Spatula.
I've only got one tier, and for $5, we can all talk, and I'll, let you take us wherever the conversation is going. But I also want to thank Bill McCracken for being here. Excuse me.
Ooh.
Oh, come on. DJ Ronnie G, thank you for being here.
Turtles.
I like turtles.
Anonymous.
I saw the song.
Of course, Old Man was here.
Oh, he was. I didn't see that.
I didn't see that either.
I wasn't paying attention. No. Oh, yeah. What the hell was I thinking?
The angriest of all Canadians.
Yes. Angry Canadian. Jet Sparks 373. Sci-Fi Mombi. Good to see you here. Big Daddy T-Gap with the latest episode of Beverly Hills 414 T-Gap. T-Gap.
T-Cap, yes.
Mr. Bulligan.
Mr. T-Cap, yes, I know.
And everybody's favorite penguin besides Punk Waddle. full spec Linux laptop.
People need shirts that say that. People, what the hell?
And I also want to thank Andre from Wish, Jason
right.
Fox from 540 Studio.
This coming from and as me as Tom Connors from Wish. It's good to see you over here.
And of course, Leia Rose, thank you. Really appreciate it. And Laserhawk Darren, thank you very much.
I don't know who any of those people are.
Oh, quiet, Baron. You know who they are.
That wasn't me. That was Cash. Cash did that. Cash
sure,
did that.
dude. Sure.
Cash
You
did that.
you know what? Here. I'm not playing favorites. There. You're both in timeout.
Hi.
I know it's the end of the show, but you know what? You got to put it in
Yay.
timeout sometime.
That was earlier.
Well, you're in timeout again. All right, come back.
Hello,
in,
hi. Peekaboo, peekaboo. Can't
All
get
right,
me, can't get me.
Right.
So, don't you mean that stream? Isn't that stream supposed to be called The Good, the Bad, and the Baron?
You know what? All I can say is.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
And
yeah.
And again, like I said earlier, I know there are some people who do not like the new open panel guidelines. But unfortunately, when things happen on previous editions of Pop Talk where the guidelines need to happen, well, that's how it is now. And it's not going to change anytime soon.
Yeah, that's right.
I like to have fun, but when it comes to open panels, I want to keep the flow moving. I don't mind if we, talk about something a little bit here and there to break up the articles. I don't mind that. We did that today. But I want to keep things moving. I don't want to, deviate from the subject matter. I want to keep it on topic as best as possible. And if anybody's afraid of getting a strike, just follow the guidelines and you won't get a strike. And as we wrap up here, I want to tell you guys two things. One, don't give up on me when I play a game, because just when you do, you might miss something. And two, I'm not just a baseball guy. I'm an all-around guy. Have a good one, everyone.
Bye.
Autobots, transform and roll out.
See, the thing is they have to ask themselves, would Baron do this? And if the answer is yes, don't do it. You won't get a strike.
I don't know. Baron sometimes is a narcissist. We have to be careful.
I am. I'm very much.
Baron a narcissist? What about you, Gad?
Never. It's only Baron.
By the way, did anybody notice that I was actually in the bathroom while doing this whole show? I don't know if the echo was much. You know how bathrooms can echo. But yeah. Good sound in there. There's good sound in there.
Right. Night, everyone.